Man, the one thing that sucks about having so many movies is you never know what to watch. I never can decide what the hell to watch. Choices. Well, I guess I could always watch Star Wars. Star Wars, Luke. Luke posted his marathon video. I'll watch that. It's gotta be as long as a fucking movie anyway. You ready to watch this, Zig?
My name is Joe Cleaver. For 14 years, I've been partnered with the man on my left here, Bill Bundy. We never had a secret from each other until now. This good-looking kid on my right, a rookie cop called Haven, he's the secret. He looks human, talks and acts human, but he's not. He's an android, a robot, the perfect cop. The cop of the future, a future cop.
Ta-da! There is a 61% probability, therefore, the location is Santa Monica Municipal.
How could he know all of that?
Man, that's the fastest white boy I ever seen.
Yeah, I know.
Hello?
Where are you?
I don't even know.
You don't even know?
I'm under the bridge, you know, the bridge by the shop, the flyover thing.
Why are you under the bridge?
I don't know, I must have fallen asleep or something. I just, you know, I've been so jet lagged with the trip, you know, going to the States and everything. I'm so tired.
Fell asleep?
Well, it's the only thing I can think of to explain it. I mean, I'm just sat here. I can't even remember getting here. This is really weird.
We're late for the marathon.
The marathon? What marathon? I'm not planning on doing any running anytime soon.
The 24-hour marathon! Seriously, we were supposed to start it like 3 hours ago.
Oh, yeah. The movie marathon. Yeah. I'm sorry. So you're waiting for me?
Yes.
I'm sorry. I'll get there as soon as I can. Okay, I'll be there now.
If you're not back right now, I'm gonna chop your fucking hair off and feed it to Lily. So she'll actually have a hairball to throw up.
You're gonna cut my hair off?
Yeah.
And feed it to Lily. Do you have any idea how ridiculous that sounds?
Not as ridiculous as you falling asleep under a bridge.
Good point, I guess. Alright, I'll be there as soon as I can, okay? I'll be there really soon, I promise.
I'm counting the minutes, and it's not in a good way.
Okay, bye.
Bye.
can do this. I can do this. Gotta be fast. Gonna fly now. This doesn't look familiar. Where am I? Oh God, I've run too far. Can't be. He found me. I don't know how, but he found me.
Yeah. You better run, you pussy! You better run! You pussy!
Where are you?
Listen, I'm in Philadelphia.
What?
I ran too far or something. I just time got ahead of me.
You ran too far?
Yeah, I was like Forrest Gump. I just kept on running. I don't know what happened. I'll be there as soon as I can, I promise. I get the next flight, I'll be there soon. Okay, bye. I made it, finally.
We're late.
We're not late. It's fine. It's good. It's good. We got plenty of time.
Took your time.
I was in Philadelphia. You know, that's...
Didn't have to go there.
I missed the house. The roads are very confusing. They should have a better system.
Yeah, by state and
You
country.
you miss one turning and you're gone. That's what I'm saying.
It's a straight road.
It's not straight. There are many twists and turns, like I'm sure there'll be on this 24-hour movie marathon. Welcome back to the 3rd annual 24-hour movie marathon. Ryan Chataway's 24-hour movie marathon, which he started back in 2012. And it's the 3rd year that we're doing this. I mean, you've never really joined me the whole time. You watched a few films with me the first year. You were in quite a few of the films last year. But this year you're going to be joining me for the whole thing. Oh, yeah. Hopefully. I mean, there's some films I want to watch that you probably won't.
I might drift away to Philadelphia. In
or,
my dreams.
Or you might drift away to watch your shows. You're going to have to watch your shows.
Which I still haven't gotten.
Yeah. Anyway, so yeah, you got your shows to watch, but I don't know. We'll see what happens. There's some old movies I want to watch. I really want to watch some classics I've never seen before. But yeah, I'm excited, looking forward to it. It's the Easter kind of holiday, so that's why you're off so soon after our trip to America.
It's perfect timing too, because jet lag is a... Can I say that?
Yeah.
Bitch.
Can you say that? The amount of things you said in my videos.
We have kind of been, or I've been nicer with my language lately.
Not really.
In the videos. Not in real life. Okay. Nobody cares what I say off camera. Not even you. You just find it funny.
Yeah, I do. I find it very funny.
Even Lily sometimes giggles.
No, she doesn't. It'd be hilarious if she did that.
I'm pretty sure that's when she does it. She's just laughing in my face.
We always said that when she does it.
Look at her.
Yeah, there's gonna be plenty. There's gonna be plenty of this in the video of like Connie just going, "Oh, look at Lily! Look at what Lily's doing."
Well, this is gonna change, is it?
And again, for any new viewers, Lily is our cat. And you always say, well, they'll know that, but some people might not.
We should make a video montage before we...
What, a Lily montage?
Yes.
Okay, here's Lily. That was amazing. I can't believe I got that on film.
She doesn't even understand why she's being taken pictures of.
How is that even possible? So there we go. That's our cat Lily. And yeah, this isn't going to be as epic as last year. Or it might turn into, I don't know. But last year I had a lot of time on my hands and I feel like I might be disappointing people.
Oh yeah, you have no time on your hand now.
Well, no, because I started it when you were in work, so I had like the whole day on my own pretty much, so it was just kind of, I don't know, I was just like messing around really. I didn't really plan that whole last year, the whole intro I did. Anyway, my point is, I don't want to disappoint people, but at the same time, you know, I got all these videos to edit from America, the massive trip we did. I filmed over 1,000 clips, not including the stuff from your camera, and your Canon camera, and your phone, and my phone. So there's so much to edit, so this one is hopefully going to be a little simpler. But nonetheless, you'll be joining us on this 24-hour movie marathon journey. We will not be doing it in the full 24 hours yet again. I've never fully done it. Maybe next year. The point is, we just got back from America, as I've mentioned. I think it was a week ago, exactly.
It's exactly
Yeah,
a week
exactly.
ago.
It feels like longer we've been home, but a week ago exactly we got back, and of course suffering from jet lag and stuff. Connie went straight back to work, which was crazy, and still kind of suffering the effects of jet lag a little bit, but still at the same time it'd be stupid to mess up our sleeping pattern, or at least my sleeping pattern, to do the full 24 hours.
Yours isn't any different.
Well,
You've been in US time ever since before we left.
I've been finding it difficult to get to sleep over the past couple of nights, and it's been pretty tough.
Well, I know it's really hard to fall asleep when you keep your eyes open.
Anyway, let's just not even get into it. Let's not get into it. It's just going to drag this thing on forever. So the first year, I did the 24-hour movie marathon, and Ryan always has guidelines, which I like to follow. I like to follow his guidelines. He encourages you to do whatever you want, but I like to follow his because it's fun. But I didn't get all of them. There was one guideline I missed, which was to watch my favourite film. Just didn't have time. And again, I slept, so it was kind of over 2 days. And then last year, I did a 24-hour movie marathon over 4 days, which was just ridiculous. But I don't know, people seem to enjoy the video anyway. Crazily enough, because it was so long. But I did hit all the guidelines, and we're going to hit all the guidelines this year as well. But we'll be doing it over 2 days, so we'll do like roughly 12 hours today and 12 hours tomorrow. It is currently 1:45 PM. We planned to start this at 12.
Yeah.
But we just, again...
It turned
even,
4 AM last night, and we were like, okay, we'll start 1, and now it's almost 2.
Yeah, even you were you never really slept really late, but you just...
I could not sleep.
Yeah, it was, you know, it was what it was. But yeah, so we're starting a little bit later than 1, but it's all, we'll probably start by 2, I guess, but whatever. But it is exactly 1:45 right now. Let me just get the list. So, the 5 guidelines Ryan has set down this year. You must watch a box office flop, which is a movie that bombed at the box office, lost a lot of money. You must watch one of your favourite films. So I'm going to watch we're going to watch one of my favourite films, and we're going to watch one of Connie's favourite films. She hasn't decided what her favourite film is that we're going to watch yet.
One of.
Yeah, one of, not your absolute favourite. It can be, but you know, just a film that's one of your favourites. The third guideline, an underrated film, which is a film you don't feel people give enough credit.
Which is what we're going to start out with.
Yeah, we just decided before we turned the camera on. And the other guideline is watch a 3-hour movie, and the final guideline is watch a foreign language movie. Now, I love the guidelines, and I even wish there were more of them, so what I'm going to do, I haven't discussed this with you yet, but I'm going to go back to the first 24-hour movie marathon back in 2012, and I'm going to borrow 2 of those guidelines and merge them into the guidelines for this year. One of them, I'll write it down now, is to watch a classic film you've never seen before. And I already have a few on the list anyway, so a classic film that we've never seen before.
Well, you kind of already said that you want to watch a classic.
Yeah. I have a few of them in mind. So that'll be an extra guideline, a bonus guideline. And I want to this would be like an extra thing. We don't have to do this, but the first year, the guideline was to watch at least 2 3-hour movies. So I'm going to put that down, and we'll see what happens. So yeah, those are my little extensions, and those are the 5 core guidelines to this. I'm really looking forward to doing this. Hopefully we'll stay awake, because you know the whole kind of jet lag thing is really it's really messing us around. I mean, you were like really tired last night at like 10 o'clock, and then like at 12.
10:30, and then I just...
And then you were awake, like really wide awake, so...
I had a cup of coffee.
Ah, what?
I had a cup of coffee the night before too, to stay awake. And then 3 AM, I'm still like, ding!
It's the old coffee.
Yeah, I'm gonna be...
Yeah.
I should have like my last one maybe at 8.
Yeah. So again, I mean, we've really just kind of woken up recently. Well, Connie was up before me, but...
As usual.
So I'm going to go get some cereal, which I'll show you before we watch the film. But the first film we're going to watch...
Wait, you're going to show them that you grab cereal?
Yeah, I will show what we're eating, what we're drinking, all that kind of stuff.
Oh.
It's like a vlog style thing. Now, how we're going to be watching movies, we have some on the laptops and stuff, both of our laptops. And we have Netflix, which we can hook up to the TV with the PS3, which is really cool. And of course we have Blu-rays. I have a Blu-ray case here. Well, not a Blu-ray case, but a disc. A disc holder of Blu-rays. Third one there. Fourth one here, you saw this last year. And another big one here. So we've got loads of Blu-rays to choose from. Now the film we're going to start off with is...
Last Action Hero.
Oh yeah. I was going to pick
You
out...
forgot.
No, I was going to pick out the one we were going to watch when you said let's watch an intriguing film. But I forgot we decided on Last Action Hero. Okay, Last Action Hero.
So you're excited now.
No, I'm
We're supposed to watch Zodiac, but Luke started out saying like, "Are you sure? Because it's really long." Hint, hint. Let's not watch it right now, even though we agreed on it last night.
Yeah, I don't want to get fatigued too soon.
Fatigued.
I've got a bad
It's
feeling.
supposed to be intriguing and stuff. What? You don't have it.
I thought I brought the Blu-ray of Last Action Hero.
Oh, Luke.
Oh.
This is how ready we are.
Yeah, that's true. I did try and plan, but it just didn't really. Come on. Yes, I have it. Last Action Hero. We're in business. Kicking off with a Blu-ray. Last Action Hero. Now, before we pop it in, our underrated film of the marathon. I think it's underrated because to me, it's one of my favorite films, and I think people actually think it's a bad film. Well, I shouldn't say people think it's a bad film. If their opinion is it's a bad film, that's fair enough. But I really don't think. I just can't see how people think it's bad because
Brilliant.
I think people miss the point that it's supposed to be like
Funny.
it's supposed to be taking the piss out of action films, and Arnold is completely sending himself up the whole time, and he's taking the piss out of the fact that he does all these one-liners, and that the cars just blow up at the slightest touch of a bullet and all this kind of thing. It's almost genius.
It's just a flesh wound.
How'd you know there's a bad guy in there? There's always a bad guy in there. So, Last Action Hero, we're going to start this off. Before we watch the film, I'll get some cereal, and I'll show you that, because that's going to be really exciting. Cereal. Alright, so I'm ready to go. Got my cereal, got some water, my WrestleMania collector's cup, and this is what I'm having. It is blueberry muesli. Don't really like this, to be honest. Probably not going to even finish it. Now, I usually have this brand of cereal, but it's like a fruit mix, and it's actually pretty good, and I quite liked it. They also had this, so I decided to try it one day, and it just really wasn't that good. It's really hard to get down. The blueberry pieces are they're not nice. They're not as good as I thought they'd be, basically. But this is all I got right now. I'm going to have to wait till tomorrow to get the cereal I really like, because all these shops are shut today. So, yeah. It'll make do for now. Gotta grab a banana too. Alright, we're getting ready to watch The Last Action Hero. It is 9 minutes past 2. Which means we should get done with this by 4 o'clock. And yeah, I haven't watched this in full on Blu-ray yet, so I'm really looking forward to seeing it in Blu-ray, in full. I've watched bits of it, but not the whole thing, in high definition, as it were. And one thing I should mention as well, this is the biggest screen. Yeah, this is the biggest TV that I've done the movie marathon on. Back in 2012, it was a 42-inch TV. Last year was a, what even inch TV is that old one?
Oh, that one is, I don't know, 32.
32? Okay. It looks tiny. But when we're watching all the films on the 50-inch TV we got last year.
It might be 28.
Yeah, but I'll just show you now.
Damn, you barely saw me then against the wall. Camouflage!
You're not that pale. You're going to kind of see behind the curtain here, but I'll show you the new TV and the old TV. But there's just electronics everywhere, wires everywhere, things being charged everywhere, tripod there. But here we go. So the menu there for Last Action Hero. So that's the 50-inch. You get that all in. And that's the TV we watched the marathon on last year. Just look at the size difference. It looks like about 5 times as big. It's crazy. But yeah. Got my microphone there, tripod there, laptop, phone charging there, wires coming out of here and there, everywhere. Got my cereal ready. Let's do this. Here we go. Alright, it is 4:32. We just got done watching Last Action Hero and thinking about what to watch next. I was flicking through here, some of the Blu-rays I have. And I stopped, there's Last Action Hero, I just put it back in. And I stopped on this one. Fantastic Mr. Fox. I really wanted to watch this again for a while, and I do consider this an underrated film because I think it's just awesome. And yeah, I just think it's underrated, even though we just did the underrated criteria for the challenge. I just felt like watching it anyway, and it's not too long as well, so we're going to watch this next. But before we watch Fantastic Mr. Fox, Last Action Hero. What did you think? Well, you've seen it plenty of times before.
How many times have you reviewed this movie?
Only once, actually.
It feels like I reviewed it so many times.
I've talked about it in like various videos when people ask me an underrated film or a film that you love that no one else does. But I reviewed it in the Epic Film Challenge on my own. But you didn't review it with me, so.
Weird. I feel like I've reviewed it.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, either way, we're talking about it now. I love it. It's why I think it's underrated, because it's about, well, you probably know what it's about, but if you don't, you know, Arnold Schwarzenegger plays a guy called Jack Slater, who's this big movie star character, and there's a kid in the real world called Danny, and he loves movies, and he loves the Jack Slater movies, and, you know, Arnold Schwarzenegger plays Jack Slater in the movie, so it's recognized that Arnold is the actor, and Jack Slater's the character.
I think that makes it even cooler.
It does. It makes it so much cooler. And Danny's friends with it. Yeah, and so he's friends with this old guy, Nick, who works in this like really old theatre that's getting closed down, and he's the projectionist, and he lets Danny come and watch the print of Jack Slater 4 before the big premiere. So he goes there at midnight, you know, after some other stuff that happens, and he's sitting there, and Nick gives him this magic ticket, which was given to him by Houdini when he was a kid, and he was too scared to ever use it in case Houdini was faking and it wasn't a real magic ticket. So they rip the ticket, and in the end Danny gets transported into the screen, and the majority of Last Action Hero takes place inside the movie Jack Slater 4.
Where he is trying to convince Arnold Schwarzenegger that he is Arnold Schwarzenegger and that he is a movie character.
Yeah.
And it's like, right, you got 10 minutes to prove it and stuff. And
Yeah.
there's like a cartoon cat. And it's like, there's a cartoon cat! It's a movie! It's like, what's the point? Well, he wasn't supposed to come in for a month.
Yeah.
It's like, he comes in every day, he'll come in again tomorrow. What's the point? Like, what's, you know, what's the issue here? It's like, oh...
Yeah, it's brilliant. There's so many little things, and
like him saying, I'll be back. It's like, you say that all the time. It's like, what? And what does he say in the real world?
What?
Rock a baby, bug a bumper.
Oh yeah, he says, you know how they say in movies, make my day, or I'm your worst nightmare? Well, how about this? Rock a baby, buggy bumpers.
You messed it
I
up.
did mess it up.
And then he turns around, ha! You didn't know I was going to say that. And the kid is like, And yeah, I just enjoy the whole movie. It's funny. It's got like...
I mean, it takes the piss out of action movies of like the 80s and 90s where, you know, unrealistic things would happen and people would be flying over it. You know, he kicks a guy in the balls and the guy flies off screen, and the really bad one-liners. And this is...
And they prove that they are aware of how stupid action movies are like that. How they...
Yeah.
A car blows up if someone falls into it or something, you know?
I will say this, I've said this for years, that it's hilarious how there's a bit where Arnold shoots a guy and the guy flies off a car into an ice cream truck and the ice cream truck just explodes. And I thought that was just the most hilarious thing ever.
And one guy gets the ice cream cone stuck in his head and dies.
To which point Arnold says, "Ice that guy," to coin the phrase. Which is genius, but I have to say, this is the first time watching it on Blu-ray and seeing it in much more detail than I have before. I did notice the guy who flies into the ice cream truck was holding a stick of dynamite, which is why it blew up. So there was logic to it. And I'm almost disappointed that there is logic to it.
Damn,
Because
I was hoping he blew it up
I know.
with his body.
That's what I've always said to people. I said, it's amazing. The guy just goes to an ice cream truck and it just blows up for no reason. But he was holding a dynamite stick. Another thing, and I find this with quite a lot of action movies and things like that, when you watch them on Blu-ray, kind of ruins the effect when it comes to stunt doubles. Because there's this scene where, what's his name? Charles Dance, who plays Benedict, the villain in Last Action Hero, and he's amazing. One of my favourite villains of all time in movies. He's just so
good.
I mean, he's kind of playing it up as the stereotypical villain, and it kind of works because of the story of the movie. And, you know, typical British villain, and there's a bit where he's about to throw this knife, and it cuts to a wide shot, and the kid pulls him off the chair, and it's a complete...
I didn't see it right away because I don't really look
It's like a
at
full...
the faces that much.
It's like a full second, like a full 20, you know,
I think
4
it's more than a
frames
second, actually.
of just an absolute, completely different person, stunt guy with a vague kind of same beard and vague hair.
Back then, though, they couldn't really, you know.
Yeah. And
But
just
he
yank
should have
him.
had his face down or something.
Yeah,
to hide
or
it.
the angle should have been
Because
different.
it's almost like he's looking right at the camera almost. It's that much, you know. But it's just falling off a chair. I'm just thinking, really? They needed a stunt double for that. He falls off a chair.
But you also notice as well, or at least I do, you notice like just the little, like a lot of the driving scenes, you know, that's clearly not Arnold Schwarzenegger, you can see it quite clearly.
Yeah, but that was...
There's a really big example in Terminator 2. There's a scene with Arnold on the bike, and it just, and even on even on the VHS, you can see that it's not
down
him.
in the...
Yeah, down in the alley river. I really enjoyed the performance of Robert Prosky, who plays Nick. You know, he's a very kind of endearing, fatherly figure to Danny, and just like I remember seeing him in Mrs. Doubtfire, and thinking, oh, that's Nick from Last Action Hero, you know. And I really liked him in Mrs. Doubtfire again for some reason. He's one of my favourite parts of the movie, especially towards the end when Jack Slater comes into the real world at the end, which is where you really see that they know what they're doing in terms of taking the piss out of action films. When Arnold shoots a car and it's just a bullet hole, and he's like, I think the taxi's bulletproof, because usually it blows up.
And he smashes through a window.
It really hurts.
It really hurts. It's like, well, yeah.
And yeah, and one of my favourite bits is he meets Nick, the projectionist, and he's like, wow, I've never met a fictional character before. Anyway, Last Action Hero is fantastic.
McKellen.
Ian McKellen's in this. Of course, he actually came out of the movie The Seventh Seal, which I now know about. I never knew about the movie. Another thing, sorry, it feels like I'm really rambling on here, but there's a bit in the police station where Jack Slater works, and there's a few cameos, you know, like Robert Patrick as his character in Terminator 2. For like half a second he's in the movie. Sharon Stone in character as her character from Basic Instinct is in the film for like a second. And there's a bit where there's a guy who's like teaming up all the officers. He's like, okay, Officer so-and-so, you're partnered with the black and white digitalization of Humphrey Bogart. And it's Humphrey Bogart who's been like just edited into the film as this kind of like hologram kind of thing. And I never noticed it. I never noticed it until now, so that's what I love about watching some of my favourite films, is just seeing little things that I don't, I see the 10 or 20 times I've seen this film before. So yeah, Last Action Hero, love it. We're going to crack on now. I've just realised before we watched Last Action Hero that the dishes are really piling up today, so I've got to get them done. So after Fantastic Mr. Fox, I'll go do the dishes and maybe get dinner started. I'm going to be cooking tacos tonight. And yeah, so we're just going to watch Fantastic Mr. Fox. You haven't seen it. I've been trying to get you to watch it for a very long time. You want to say something?
I think that, I don't know, it's maybe the past year or so that I've gotten aware of how they make these stop motion movies. Like, I know that it probably takes like a day to do just 20 seconds or something.
Less than that.
And
well, I don't know, maybe like, yeah, I don't know.
Because
there
is a there are a few, like, there's a movie in Norway that's stop motion that was made like in the 80s or something like that, and it's very famous, and they just made a new one, and they showed like how they make it just for a few minutes or something.
Yeah.
And they said how long it takes, and I'm like, wow. And I read about that last year, because before that I'm like, you know, it just doesn't look so smooth and stuff, but I didn't really think about how difficult it is to make it. And so I'm going to sit here and I'm going to really appreciate and try to do so for the full hour and 20 minutes.
It's a bit
how
longer
they
than
make
that,
it.
but yeah, I think it's about an hour and a half something.
Well,
Yeah.
for the full time, I'm like, if I ever get bored with this story or something, I just have to remind myself, okay, this is how they made this, you know, to really appreciate
This
it.
is great. Wes Anderson, one of my favourite filmmakers ever. Probably my favourite filmmaker who's still working today. Yeah, it's stop motion. It looks amazing on Blu-ray because, I mean, it wasn't filmed. It's literally still images that were taken on a really high quality, like, Canon camera, you know, like a proper, what do you call them, DSLR, whatever they are. And so it's just, like, super high quality. And yeah, I love it, so let's watch it. Ready?
Is it his only stop motion movie?
Yeah, it's his only non-live action movie. He just randomly, I don't know, he's like live
But
action.
it's gonna be like typical Wes Anderson as well.
Oh yeah.
It looks like it already.
Yeah,
you know,
the music, the framing, the way that it's all put together, and
Cool.
the actors, of course, like Bill Murray's in this, Jason Schwartzman, Owen Wilson. Well, briefly. But yeah. Alright, let's check it out. Alright, we just finished watching Fantastic Mr. Fox. And it is currently 12 minutes past 6. What did you think?
I thought it was better than I thought it would be. Not that I expected it to be bad or anything. I just expected it to be kind of boring. But it wasn't. It was funny, actually. It was like he wrote it for humans, in a way. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And a lot of funny moments, some funny jokes, some silly things as well. Well, a lot of silly things, really. I like that Bill Murray was in it that much, because since you said that Owen Wilson is only in it for like a minute, I was disappointed.
Yeah.
I like that scene with the wolf. I know that you talked about that one before.
Yeah, there's a scene towards the end of the film with the wolf that's just one of my favourite scenes.
Kind of like
in
magical in a way.
It is. It's amazing.
And I like a lot of the music as well, but especially the music with the wolf.
Yeah.
Because if it hadn't been for the music, it would have just been like...
Yeah, it added so much to
It
it.
would have been funny in a way, but it was kind of
Still,
like...
it still was kind of funny, but it added a
Yeah, with a...
extra
with
layer on top of it.
Funny little thing. A lot of like small things that felt unnecessary for me, like the dancing, but that made it funny anyways. So, yeah, I enjoyed it. I didn't expect to enjoy it, but I did.
And what about the stop motion animation? What did you enjoy
Oh,
that aspect
great.
of it?
Yeah.
I love just little bits where the foxes are having conversations and they weren't lazy. Like well, not all of them. Most of the hair is like bristling, you know. Like there's so much attention to detail on these little things, and there's a great feature on the Blu-ray where they show you how they did the fire and stuff and all that kind of thing. Excuse me, and it's just fascinating to me from that perspective.
I like how when there were a lot of them in one scene, in one shot, they didn't like have all the other ones still or something. All of them were moving. There was always movement, like little things like the fan in their room.
Yeah.
The boys' room, and then they made a
Oh,
train
no,
go, and they were like...
I love all the little details, but Wes Anderson is almost like the master of detail, and I love that. And again, I'm probably going to review this film in a future thing I've got planned, so I'm not going to go into too much detail here, but I love this film. I think it's really underrated.
It's very him.
It's definitely very him. That's the thing, but the thing is though, it's like he's a perfect, well not perfect fit, but I don't know, Wes Anderson and the works of Roald Dahl, or how would you pronounce it?
Roald Dahl?
Yeah, you know, the stories that he wrote fit very well into the way that Wes Anderson makes films, and you know, what's the word? Like the way Wes used like, I don't know, like 60s music and stuff like that, and just like the kind of soundtrack and the humour was very much him, but it kind of fit with Roald Dahl for some strange reason. I don't know why, it just works for me, and I'm sure I'll mention in my future review of it that it's.
How does it fit with Roald Dahl?
I just think it does. It's just the whimsical kind of nature of
If I'm
his
thinking
stories.
about Matilda and
Yeah.
witches,
Yeah.
I'm not thinking. Oh, Charlie. Well, I don't know. It's maybe the goofiness of it sometimes.
Yeah.
But
No, I'm not saying that you read a Roald Dahl book and you're like, oh, it's like a Wes Anderson film. I'm saying that when you put the two together, it's not like, oh, that doesn't really work or that doesn't fit. You know. Because he could have just like adapted the story and done it very by the book, but he actually added a lot to it and changed it. I mean,
I haven't read the book, so I can't really pronounce my.
the film really kind of does the book in like the first like 30-40 minutes, and then it has like another section, a whole other section to it. I mean, it's really almost radically different from the book, but for some reason it just retains the same spirit, I think, of Roald Dahl's writing. And Wes actually went to England. He met with Roald Dahl's widow, and he actually wrote some of the script, I think, in the shed where Roald Dahl would write his books. He was very respectful of everything, and yeah, it was just great.
That's cool.
And Criterion, I got the normal Blu-ray that came out in the UK. Criterion just released this Blu-ray, and it just looks amazing. We saw it in Florida, and I was just like, oh, it's like a really nice digipack, and I want to see all the extras, and I really want that edition. But yeah, it looks great on Blu-ray, great film. But now I've got to go do the dishes, unfortunately. Well, I don't have to, but I should do it now. It's like 6.
I gotta say something. Like I
Yeah.
like the kid when he came out and was brushing his teeth and stuff.
Yeah.
Just like that's what a kid would do, kind of.
Yeah.
I liked I don't know. Not that they can have chemistry because they're puppets, but it was like there was a chemistry there. It's like,
Yeah.
yeah, that's a family. And the kid was funny.
It's a sign of good animation, even though it's stop motion, but the manipulation of the puppets and stuff. Like a tiny little, I'll just add one more thing, a tiny bit where the Badger plays a recording for Mr. Fox of the Bogus Bunsen Bean song. Bogus Bunsen Bean, da-da-da-da-da-da. And the Badger's going, and then on the last bit it was like, da-da, his eyes go like that.
Yeah, I noticed
Just like
that.
a little tiny details. I love
Yeah.
that in any animation, whether it's digital, hand drawn, or stop motion.
If it was Family Guy, it would just be like,
Yeah, yeah, because they like to save like
Yeah.
time on animation and stuff.
but it still makes it funny.
Yeah, I know. So there you go, fantastic, Mr. Fox. I don't know what we're going to watch next, but I'm sure we'll talk about that while I'm doing the dishes. So
Yeah.
there we go. Alright, so I'm about to go do the dishes now. As you can see, I'm wearing my Los Pollos Hermanos apron, which is not just because I'm a nerd for Breaking Bad. It's actually functional. See, it has this pocket here, so I'm a bit like a kangaroo, and I can store my phone in there, which I'm currently about to listen to an episode of the Steve Austin Show, and I'll show you that right now. Great podcast, my favourite podcast. I always listen to a podcast while I'm doing dishes. Helps to pass the time, because doing dishes is mundane. Oh, and I've actually just noticed I need to take some of these bowls down. So, to the sink I go. Done. Well, kind of done. There was actually so many dishes that I had to leave some at the end, so there can be more space for me to put the clean dishes. So I gave Connie the task of looking for a film that is one of her favourites.
That I want to see,
Yeah.
because I have a lot of favorites.
Jesus.
And the more I keep looking, the more I just want to go to bed.
Oh.
Because it's just like, it's so frustrating, it's so hard to find something. Like, I don't have a favorite movie. I can have a favorite movie for like a month or something, and I'll watch something else. And then I'll watch something that was my favorite movie before again, and then that's my top favorite movie. And it just keeps switching around. It's just, I never have like a top movie. So I'm just trying to think of the movie that I've seen plenty of times, and that I like seeing plenty of times, and that I can watch plenty more times because it's so enjoyable and I really, really like it. It doesn't have to be a brilliant movie, it doesn't have to be a great movie for other people, and I'm just really struggling. So far I only have 2 written down.
Okay.
And that's basically because it's been a little while since I last watched them. I was thinking about The Dark Knight Rises.
Yeah.
But I just can't be asked watching that right now. For some reason. I don't know, I'm not in the mood for that movie, you know?
Well.
So I'm down to Spider-Man. The Amazing I'm kidding. Spider-Man and Dirty Dancing.
Right.
I love You Got Mail, but I just watched that like probably 3 times within the last month and a half. I love Pretty Woman, but we watched that one recently too. I love all the Batman movies. I love probably all of the Spider-Man movies. I love all the X-Men movies, but I can't think of one that I really want to watch. I want to watch the last Wolverine movie, but I don't even know if I can justify that as one of my favorites because I've only seen it once. I just wish that I could have come up with like a movie that other people consider, I don't know, like an action movie, like a guy's movie, I guess. I don't know, it's probably just mainly guys watching these videos, and then here I come up with like Dirty Dancing or Pretty Woman, You Got Mail.
Yeah, great films.
They are great films, but they're chick flicks.
So?
I did say Spider-Man though, and I said all the movies that I want to watch as well.
We should be doing this for us and our enjoyment, not that people watching it's enjoyment. I mean, it's cool if people watch the video and everything, but the main thing is that we enjoy ourselves and watch a load of films.
At the same time, I really want to watch a movie that inspires me to work out and stuff, but I just can't think of one that I want to watch right now.
Just pick any Jean-Claude Van Damme film from like the 80s.
They're
or something.
definitely not my favourite films anyway.
No, I'm just saying generally, if you want to look for a film that inspires you to work out, an early Jean-Claude Van Damme film would probably do the trick.
Dark Knight Rises made me want to work out because of Matt Hardy? What?
Matt Hardy. Tom Hardy.
Why am I thinking that? You're watching too much wrestling.
Yeah.
Jeff Hardy? Matt Hardy?
Tom Hardy. Right, so we're thinking about Dirty Dancing. It is one of Connie's favourites. I have the Blu-ray. Well, it's your Blu-ray, I bought it for you.
I guess it's been like 2 years since we watched it, so
yeah.
maybe 3 even.
Yeah, I think we watched...
So it's not like it's a bad timing or anything.
No.
It's like about time to watch it again.
I am really itching to watch something new though, but...
Yeah, we just watched stuff that we've already seen now.
Well, no, you've never seen Fantastic.
Yeah, but you've seen it.
Yeah, I've seen it. Well, we'll do Dirty Dancing. It's not too long either, so crack another one out. It's a good film. I haven't seen it on Blu-ray yet.
It makes me kind of want to work out.
Okay.
They dance. No, it doesn't.
Do you remember
It's a feel-good movie, though.
Do you remember which?
No.
No.
One of the black ones, I think.
They're all most of them.
One of the small black ones. Let me check one out. Twice as fast, Luke. Think.
All right, well, I'll just do this one.
Probably giving me the one that you know for sure it's not going to be in.
Why would I do that? Why, if I knew for sure which one it wasn't in?
Because you want to find it, because it's like one of your things. You give me the Breaking Bad one. There's nothing in here. Did it on purpose. Give me another one.
I can't believe you.
Give me another one.
No.
Give me another one. No? You're not going to give me another one.
No.
Yeah, let's just waste time.
Since when has finding Blu-rays been my thing? Oh, that's right, never.
No, I mean your thing, as in, oh, for fuck's sake. I mean that you want to be the one to accomplish whatever it is. Give me one! For fuck's sake. Jesus Christ. Horrible. I'm pretty sure it's one of the small ones. You didn't give me one of them.
We've done all the small... There you go, it's there.
Alright then.
And guess what?
It was in the black one.
I found it. And it doesn't matter. Makes no difference who finds it.
Once this camera
Doesn't
is
mean-
off, he's going to be like, in my face.
That's not going in the video.
Really?
So here we go. Dirty Dancing.
Nobody puts baby in the corner.
One of Connie's favourite films. Let's do it.
I know half the lines.
Alright, so we're just done watching Dirty Dancing. It is 12 minutes past 9. Only
It
3.
was 12 minutes past 6, sis.
Huh?
Last time.
Was it?
Yeah.
Huh.
You said 11, 12 minutes past 6.
It is currently 12 minutes past 6. We watched Dirty Dancing.
One of my favourite films, like...
Second time I've seen it.
Yeah, I don't know, 50? Maybe not, 40.
No, I said it's the second time I've seen it.
I'm just saying.
Oh, okay.
About 40, maybe
Really?
30. I'm not sure.
You did know a lot of the lines.
Yeah.
You were like me
Yeah.
with a lot of films I like.
Yeah, I had to ask, like, is it getting annoying? He's like, nope.
No, because I know what it's like. Because I'm just, I'm really bad with quoting stuff that before it comes on movies that I've seen a lot.
It's been a few years since I saw it last, and I just love the story and everything. And I'm really impressed by Patrick Swayze's dancing. There's like a double spin he does in the air at the end of the show. At the show, but at the end of the movie. And I was thinking, well, it's Blu-ray and we can actually do it slow motion, so I had him put it on slow motion because I wanted to see if it was him, and he was. They wouldn't do like CGI faces on this, so I was pretty impressed with it. Like,
Lily's moving for the first time in about 5 hours.
yeah, she looks old now. The way she's moving.
She does. She's so tired. She's moving so
Lily.
slowly.
Hey, let me sit.
She's sat under the tripod now. Right, continue.
It's just like the dancing is fun, and the whole story behind it. The acting is great. Even the girl that annoys me in this, her sister, who seems like a bad actress, really isn't a bad actress. She's just like a awkward person.
Yeah.
Horrible singing and stuff. I don't know. It's just the whole thing is really good. And I've seen this movie since I was probably 8 years old, maybe 9. It was made the year I was born. Now that's spoiled. And I don't think I have anything negative to say about it because I just really enjoy the movie.
Yeah.
It's not the best movie in the world, obviously, but from '87, it's good. It's a family movie. Like, it's nothing really awkward in it. Like, I could even watch it with my mom, I guess. Just look at my phone when they're having that dance. I don't know. It's nothing really awkward.
Yeah, I really like it. It's a great film. Great music and acting and stuff. Jennifer Grey is great. Patrick Swayze is good. I always think about the Family Guy joke, which is just so true. At the end, where he comes, he's like, nobody puts baby in a corner, and the guy sitting down goes, "Dude, you're like 35." Because he was like 34 when he made that film.
To be fair, she was 26.
She was 20.
She's playing 16.
Yeah, it's that's one the only thing I think about when I watch a film is like she's supposed to be like a kid, but yet she's like in her
but I'm
mid-20s.
sure he's supposed to be in his 20s.
That makes it worse. I don't know. But then it's the 50s. I think it's set in the 50s, or at least the early 60s. So, but anyway, I don't know. Things were different then.
I think it's set in the 70s, actually.
No, because I think she mentions in the beginning it was before Kennedy got shot, which was I think 63.
Yeah.
I hope. It'd be awful,
Yeah,
awful to get
she
that
does
wrong.
say maybe it was 60. I don't know.
The style of like everything is 50s, 60s kind
Oh,
of.
okay. Just...
I may be completely wrong. I don't know, but yeah. Anyway,
Well,
but
have you rated the movie?
rated it.
Yeah, have you ever rated it?
Probably. We reviewed this for the Epic Film Challenge. I can't remember what I gave the film. You know, like a star rating. If we take it down to a simple 5-star, I would probably rate it 4 stars.
Oh, but like 1 to 10.
8.5, I guess. Does it really need to be out of 10? You want to find out?
63, yeah.
Summer 1963. There you go. So
I needed to know.
yeah, there you go. Anything else you want to say? Yeah. It was good seeing it on
I'll watch
Blu-ray.
it again and again.
Yeah, it was. You know.
We did see it on Blu-ray after, or I did at least.
Yeah, I didn't
Because you gave it to me.
yeah, I bought it for you a couple of years ago or a year ago, and but I didn't see it on Blu-ray. It's good to
I
see
know
these.
it's supposed to be a chick flick and everything, but even Luke enjoyed it.
Yeah, and I gotta admit though, Patrick Swayze turns into such a bitch near the end of the movie. Like he's like proper like pouting and like, and she has to go and like, you okay?
No, she's like, I'm sorry.
Yeah, well, you know.
Even though she didn't do anything
I don't
wrong,
mean
really.
literally, but yeah.
Yeah.
But you know, it's still a great movie.
You know who's the man of the relationship? I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
And there's this one guy in it who's like this proper creep who's trying to get it on with Jennifer Grey's character, and he's like the grandson of the guy who owns the place in the movie, and you probably know what the movie's about, so I won't bother going into the plot, but he's just like got this kind of
Sleep, cheeky grin.
grin on his face. Even when he's describing like in like the end of the second act or beginning of the third act of the film, something gets stolen in the place, and he's like, yeah, and when they got up, it was stolen. He's just got this grin on his face, even though he's just telling someone about this crime that happened.
He checked the wallet at 1:30, it was there.
And then it wasn't.
At 3:45, it was gone. It's because he wanted to tell it as if he was a crime investigator. But it was like when he's saying like, I took this girl from this lifeguard, and he goes, what does he have that I don't?
2 hotels.
And she says, no, it's the way he says it, like, 2 hotels. He says it as if, like, he says it in a really gay way as well.
Yeah.
So it's like, sure you're aiming for the girls?
Yeah. Next we're going to watch a box office bomb. This movie lost so many millions of dollars. I can't remember how many, but it's a lot. And it was a Disney film from 2002, and it is Treasure Planet. I love the look of it. It's got this kind of like sci-fi slash...
Ghibli?
Huh?
It's drawn as if it was Studio Ghibli almost.
I don't think so. It doesn't look Japanese style, but it's just the...
No, I mean
setting.
the way it's been drawn.
Yeah, that's what I just said. Japanese style. I don't think it's... It looks like an anime to me. But it looks like a Disney film, but it's just the setting is very cool from what I saw in the trailer. And I've always wanted to see this film. I remember when it came out, and I was just about growing out of like being a big Disney kid, you know. So I didn't go see it or anything, but I wanted to see it because I was interested, but I've never seen it. So that's the next film. But I'm gonna go cook dinner now. It's quite late actually.
Yeah.
It's now almost 20 past 9, so I'm gonna go make the tacos, and I guess I'll film some stuff while I'm doing that. So I should get straight to it.
Yeah.
Do you want to go out? Okay, so I'm going to be making tacos right now, and I'll just show you what that will consist of. Looks like I've got this bloody apron on. 400 grams of beef. Got a taco dinner kit here, which I'll be using the spices from. Let's open that now. Got these shells, which is what people kind of use for tacos, but we have some fajita tortilla wraps for the full wheat kind. We get a little less unhealthy, which we'll be putting the beef in. Got the spice here, plain. Usually we get like the Old El Paso or like I think Discovery brand one, but this one's fine. And then I don't know. Shall I use the salsa from it as well? Oh.
We have the 2.
Okay, so this is like the bog standard one that comes with the cheap kit, but that'll be going back in the box because we have... Where is it? We have the Old El Paso brand chunky salsa, so that'll make do for this. What we do like to do with these though is we'll take like one and kind of break it up and into little tiny pieces, which you'll see actually when we eat them, and it makes it kind of crunchier and nicer. Alright, so I'm going to get cracking with this then. Headphones on, podcast on, and I'll see you on the other side. Alright, so it is 9:55. I was hoping to get dinner done by 10, so this is good. We got Treasure Planet ready to roll on the PS3. Connie's loading up her first taco now.
Because I'm horrible at just stuffing my face with this stuff because it's so good.
So you got the beef there, kind of very burnt actually. My bad. We've got the sour cream. First bite. How's it taste? What?
Very good.
Very good. Got the salsa, some tomato and cucumber, lettuce, and those taco shells to kind of break up and put inside the inside these. So I'm gonna have my first one now. and get cracking with the film. So here we go, Treasure Planet, a box office bomb. Let's check it out. Alright, it is 11:51 PM. We finished watching Treasure Planet, and we're just trying to decide what to watch next, and what will probably be our final film for tonight.
It will be.
I guess it will be. So, what did you think
o'clock.
about Treasure Planet?
I thought the animation was good, a little bit confusing because it switched between like 3D animation-ish and normal cartoon drawing animation.
Yeah, it was a mixture. There was a lot of like pirate ships and mechanical things in the film, and all of those kind of objects were kind of 3D rendered digitally
as well.
in space. But the characters and a lot of that kind of stuff was hand-drawn traditional animation.
Yeah, that was cool. It didn't really like, it wasn't boring, but it wasn't like pulling me in either. The first 40 minutes, I guess. But then I got more into it and stuff, and I was wondering what was going to happen between two of the characters, and the last 20 or 30 minutes I was really into it, and I was enjoying it. I was enjoying the first half as well, but it got better towards the end.
I agree. It was kind of a bit hard to get into fully, but it was still wasn't
Not that
bad.
it wasn't understandable, it was just like...
Yeah, there's a lot of different like weird characters in it. Lots of like out there character designs for aliens and stuff. It's about a kid who you know, lives out in the galaxy. I mean, it's a very much science fiction, but with you know, the treasure island twist to it. But it is Treasure Planet, so it's about this whole planet that has this treasure on it apparently, and this kid has got like the spirit of adventure in him, and he keeps getting into trouble as a teenager, but then he ends up going on this big quest to find Treasure Planet with a few people on pirate ships that fly like spaceships basically, and so yeah, there's a cool kind of steampunk thing going on there with the you know, the way everything looked. I love the way everything looked and everything, but there was a lot of crazy alien character designs, and yeah, at times it was a little tough to get into for some strange reason, but
It was a little confusing as well.
yeah, but it really, you know, towards the end it was really good, and I really started enjoying it a lot more, and I really liked it. I wouldn't say it's up there with like a Lion King, you know, or a Beauty and the Beast Disney film, or I wouldn't even say it's as good as a film like Tangled or Frozen, but you know, it's definitely a very good Disney film, and but I can definitely see why it lost a lot of money, because
the trailer isn't really that good for it either.
the one trailer we watched wasn't that kind of, it was just kind of all eye candy, but
it didn't make me really want to watch it.
yeah. But I know I can see kids really getting into it, but I think it's almost a bit too out there, you know. But overall, I'm glad we watched it, and it was a box office bomb that wasn't terrible. It was very enjoyable for me. So again, we're just trying to decide what to finish off tonight with.
I gotta say that my favorite character in that movie was Morph.
Yeah, Morph was. I could tell from the beginning. It was going to be a cute character, but also a cool character as well. So now we're just looking for a film. We're toying with the idea of watching a classic that neither of us have seen before. We want to check it out?
Yeah, I mean, it is a classic, and so we can actually cross it off the list, you know.
So this is what I kind of landed on, because it's only an hour and 26 minutes, Coneheads. I saw like a tiny bit of it when I was a kid, but I haven't really properly seen it, so it'd be interesting to watch it. Just an easy comedy film. But I mean, we've been looking through this for about 15 minutes after the Treasure Planet finished. Couldn't really decide on anything, and the thing is, bring this back around. The thing is, if we don't do another thing that's part of the guidelines now, then tomorrow we'll have a very packed day where we'll have to like do, you know, classic you haven't seen before, a foreign language film, a 3-hour film. I haven't seen Planet of the Apes. So that's what Connie was suggesting. And I haven't seen the original Planet of the Apes. The only Planet of the Apes films I've seen are the 2001 Tim Burton Planet of the Apes and The Rise of the Planet of the Apes. And I've always wanted to see the original one, so we're going to check out the original.
We should start soon because it's 12 o'clock.
So yeah, we should. It's not almost. Well, okay, it's pretty much midnight. So yeah, I guess we should start this and get some sleep. Get up earlier than we did today, tomorrow, because we've got to go up to the shop and get some food for dinner, and then continue on tomorrow. So there's no way we'd be able to do the whole 24 hours in one go. I'm getting tired, definitely tired by now. Here it is, turned up eventually. Planet of the Apes. Going all the way back to 1968. Alright, so it is 2:05 AM, so we've actually been going for exactly 12 hours and 5 minutes. So you could say we've done half of the marathon so far, but there was like an hour break, kind of, and then like another half-hour break.
More,
so
yeah.
we haven't really watched 12 hours of movies just yet, but hopefully we'll do some more tomorrow and start a bit earlier tomorrow. But we just finished watching Planet of the Apes, and this has been the highlight of the whole thing for me so far, because it's great to see a film we haven't seen before. And you know, Treasure Planet was good, but it wasn't like, you know, blow me away good. This was blow me away good. It was I'm glad that I decided to reinstate the guideline from the first year of the movie marathon to watch a classic movie you'd never seen before. And when I was thinking of classics, I was thinking of, you know, some of the movies I have on Blu-ray that I got at Christmas I wanted to watch, like Citizen Kane.
Gone with the Wind.
Well, yeah, movies like that. Yeah, but Connie just randomly suggested Planet of the Apes, and I thought, oh, okay, I've always wanted to see it. And again, as I mentioned
I'm kind
before,
of ashamed that I haven't before after watching it now.
I am, because I mean, I've seen the Tim Burton film, which, you know, wasn't that great, you know. Nothing pales in comparison. I can see why people hate the Tim Burton movie now, because it's nothing compared to this film. But I do love Rise of the Planet of the Apes. I'm really looking forward to the Dawn of the Planet of the Apes.
Can't wait now.
So that would be great. But yeah, I'm glad we watched this.
I had that in the back of my mind the whole time. I was like...
Yeah, it all kind of fits together now, really. Particularly with the bright eyes at the beginning, when they started calling Charlton Heston's character Bright Eyes. At the beginning of the Rise of the Planet of the Apes, the first ape they started experimenting on with the I think it was a female. I think he named her Bright Eyes. So there's a nice kind of circular, cyclical thing going on there. Anyway, what did you think of the film?
I was intrigued from the beginning. Like,
Yeah.
I loved the intro even. How it started with
Yeah.
him talking, like making like a memo or whatever.
Mhm.
And the landing, them getting out of the ship, them walking over there. I wasn't bored at all.
Yeah,
at any
and it's
point
a
of
slow
it.
burn. It's a really slow start.
Yeah, but still, I was like, where's this gonna lead?
Yeah,
you know?
it was very
And it's
intriguing.
like, oh, that looks like the Grand Canyon.
Mm.
Luke looks it up. It is the Grand Canyon.
Yeah, I just wanted to see where they filmed, because I was so impressed that it was all on location. You know, I mean, you'd expect a film like this, especially back then, to be like, I don't know, like a stage with like a fake background and stuff, and I was actually expecting things like that. But they shot all of the outside stuff was on location, Arizona, California, and you just see these great kind of landscapes of like the Grand Canyon and stuff like that,
And so it's really hot, obviously, and they find this waterfall. And water, and they take off their clothes and swim. There were 3 men. And someone or something takes their clothes and runs off. And when they catch up with them, they realize they're other humans. They look like cavemen. And of course, one of the first things the main guy says is something like, well, they don't look too smart, so in 6 months we'll be taking over the planet. Very typical human.
yeah.
And then apes arrive and they start shooting them and capturing them like animals. And they have like a bunch of dead humans in front of them, and they're like
Taking pictures.
smile, take a
Yeah.
picture, and I was like, yeah, you know.
It's a great concept. I think it's
Because it
brilliant.
makes you think like, oh, okay, so that's
If
us
the shoe's
lying
on the
there
other
now,
foot.
you know,
Yeah.
and that's the way humans are. We're horrible
Some of
creatures,
them are, yeah.
you know. Well, yeah, but our race, whatever,
Yeah,
you know,
okay.
we are horrible with war and everything, and that's the whole concept of the movie.
Yeah, exactly.
How we destroyed ourselves,
Mhm.
which is one of the theories for an apocalypse, how we will actually destroy ourselves, destroy this planet. But we didn't destroy the planet, we just destroyed ourselves, and apes took over, and they had to start the evolution all over again, but they turned out to be just the same.
Well, you just kind of gave away the whole kind of twist.
Oh, everybody knows, but well, just put spoiler before it then. We can't talk about this without mentioning the ending.
Okay. Well,
because
for me,
it's so amazing. I'm not done yet. It's just proving how it doesn't even matter if we get a second try, because we're just going to turn out the same way anyways. Even if apes take over and they have to start everything all over again and do evolution all over again, they will turn out the same way. They will turn into animals and they will treat whatever they can like animals. And so it turns out that we already had our chance, and now they're taking over, and we're already on Earth, because there's Statue of Liberty, and it's so... Oh, it was so good. I love the ending. That was brilliant. I just loved the whole movie. It was brilliant.
I knew the ending. It's one of those classic things that it's just, you just know about. So I was glad that you didn't know. It was building up to it. I was thinking, does she know? I didn't even want to say, do you know how it ends, in case you might start putting the pieces together from what,
I was expecting them to find like a city, or maybe like some humans that were still there, but Statue of Liberty being like, yeah.
I'm
Why
back.
are they speaking British though?
I'm back. You blew it all.
You blew it all, humans. And then,
God
of
damn
course,
you.
throughout the thing I was thinking, well, why are they having to rise to the planet of the apes? Starting out with humans experimenting with apes, and then the apes getting smart.
Yeah.
And then, obviously, they're trying to take over the world. Why is that the rise of the planet of the apes, if this is just the planet of the apes?
Yeah, I loved it. Like the music was creepy and eerie and fitting. The scenery, because it was all on location, just looked amazing. I love the fact that Charlton Heston's character Taylor, he wasn't really the most likable lead character. He was a bit of a dick in the beginning, and he kind of was towards the end as well. So I liked that, and it kind of fit in with the whole theme of the humans kind of ruining it for themselves, kind of thing. And
it made you kind of root for both.
Yeah, it was a really interesting dichotomy of
and it was frustrating as well, because in the beginning he couldn't talk.
Yeah, and that was great because he couldn't talk because he got shot in the neck, and so he couldn't speak. So when he was captured by the apes, well, if you've seen the film, you know about this. But I liked it. I liked the kind of the intrigue and the way that you want him to communicate with them. You're like, come on, and it just got you into the movie.
And then they don't believe him.
Yeah, of course.
And that's like it gets really frustrating. And then when you realize I understood that one of the apes already knew, the orangutan or whatever, because he was wiping out the writing he had.
It was great. It was just a really great story, really well done, well put together.
Even the masks, like everything, like sure, the lips didn't go together all the way,
but it was really great makeup.
Yes,
it was especially for the time as well.
Yeah,
really well done.
Very convincing.
Awesome movie all around. A classic.
If you look closely though, you could see their actual lips on the inside.
I didn't look.
I tried to just look at the eyes though, because I didn't want to like ruin it for me. But even just the eyes, I kind of want to see all the other ones now. Yeah,
I've heard they're not nowhere near as good, but I'm not sure what they're even about as well. But I think someone told me that they're not really a patch on the first one. But yeah, awesome stuff. We're gonna go to bed now, get some sleep. The shops are opening for one day tomorrow on Saturday because it's the Easter kind of period. So we're gonna go to the shop and get some food for dinner, I guess, and whatever else, and then we'll continue. And I'm looking forward to it because I think mostly tomorrow we'll be watching more films that we haven't seen. So because I really like that. So
I don't think anything is gonna top this one though.
Well, you never know, but that's what I like, when something unexpected wouldn't. Again, this is probably the first time I've watched a film on Netflix and thought that's why Netflix is good. Because I've always hated the idea of Netflix because people, because I like collecting movies, I like buying movies, and Netflix kind of kills that off a bit. But we just sat here, and you said, how about Planet of the Apes? Okay, click.
So random.
And there it is well, it says HD. I'm sure the Blu-ray looks better, but it was really good quality for the film. But I'm sure the Blu-ray is a lot more crisp.
I'm so glad we chose this, not Coneheads.
Yeah, Coneheads. I'm sure Coneheads would have been a fun movie to watch.
Yeah, but this was.
Yeah, this is
so interesting.
Yeah, I'd give this a 5 stars just for just how much I enjoyed it, how good the story was, and everything.
The concept.
Everything that went into the making of it, and also just the whole, again, what's the word? Almost like a fable for, like, you know, humans and, you know, mankind and the future and all that kind of thing. So, yeah, there we go. Anything else you want to add before we go to sleep?
Don't look forward to 3,968.
Yeah. Is it? Oh,
Here.
I thought you read that off the
No. It was about 2,000 years in the future.
Yeah,
Give or take a decade, he said.
Yeah. So I had just a random story. I had a T-shirt that had an ape on it, and it said Simeon University class of 3,975, I think.
Maybe that's.
I wonder if it's related to the movie, because I wore that pretty much in all of my matches when I wrestled. It was my wrestling T-shirt. So it'd be funny if that wasn't an actual Planet of the Apes T-shirt.
Definitely a Planet of the Apes T-shirt.
Maybe it is. Maybe there's a Simeon University in one of the sequels. I don't know. Anyway, there we go. I'm gonna go to bed. You're gonna go to bed as well. And yeah.
Gonna play a little bit of Sonic first.
Oh yeah, you just bought the Sonic, the Sega, is it the Mega Collection or something like that on the PSP Vita? So yeah, that's that. Yeah, I'm really just in a really good mood because we got, you know.
I'm so glad we picked this.
I love it when you see a great movie and you just kind of, you got a really good mood afterwards and stuff. So.
And it's been here, this movie.
Yeah.
It's been here for like
I think
44 years.
Yeah.
And we haven't seen it. That's how old it is. 50? No.
No, longer than that.
No. 44.
46. 46.
Yeah, 46 years. I was counting backwards.
Yeah, I think that as well when I see a movie for the first time. I think, wow, all these years I could have seen it. You know, it could have been one of my all-time favorite movies by now if I'd been watching it and stuff. But there you go. Right, we should end this now and.
Good night.
Yes. You brush your teeth yet?
Yeah, haven't you?
No. Just have a drink of milk first. What's this?
It's the Fanta you like. You want it for the last marathon, so I got some for you.
But this hardly. You drank all of it.
I had a sip.
I can't believe. You know how much I like this. I had it in the marathon last year, like you said, but you bought it for me.
Yeah? You're welcome.
How am I welcome? There's nothing left.
There's plenty left.
You maniac. You drank it all. Damn it all to hell.
You seeing this? My eyes might be, you know, clouded over with rum that I put in the coffee. Have a look. Yeah, then I'm seeing this. Yeah, they're going to bed. How can you go to bed in a 24-hour movie marathon? You know, it's like going on holiday for 2 days, coming back. 3 days later, you go away for another 2 days and say, I've been on holiday for 4 days. No, you haven't. It's a lie. He lied last year. He took like 3 weeks to do it. He's lying this year. I don't like liars. Come on, Merlin, we're going. I can't watch this anymore. Come on, let's go.
Okay. What?
I look horrible.
No, you don't.
Yeah.
Alright, it's 11:31 AM and well, it's barely AM. It's going to be PM soon, and we just left to go to the shop, Bon Prix, and we're going to get I don't know what we're going to get. Going to get cereal at least, because that blueberry cereal I had yesterday when we started the marathon, it took me 57 minutes to finish one bowl. I timed myself because I started eating as Last Action Hero started, and it was 57 minutes into the movie when I had my final mouthful. It was tough to get through, and the cereal I usually have is kind of the same kind of thing, but it's a lot easier to get through, so I'm going to be getting a bag of that, and
It tastes nicer.
it does taste nicer. And but the thing with the cereal I normally have is that it has raisins in it. I love raisins, and those make it so much more palatable. I don't know if that's the right word to use, or digestible. I don't know. More fun to eat. Anyway, this is going on far too long about food. Well, I'm just gonna.
We are going for a hunt.
We are going for a hunt for food anyway, so I suppose it's topical. So I don't know what we're going to have for dinner tonight, so I'm sure we'll decide. Yeah, we'll try and find something when we get down there. And yeah, that's about it really. I don't think we're going to be getting any junk or anything like that, because we still have a lot of stuff. Connie got this big box of like chocolates and stuff from her work for Easter, so we got plenty.
Present. I didn't buy it.
Huh?
As a present, I didn't buy it.
Yeah, it was from her work as a gift, you know, just present to give out to everyone there. And I still have some sweets left over from the States and stuff, so I doubt we're going to get anything, you know, bad. Just stuff we need, and yeah, that's it really. Looking forward to cracking back on with the marathon and watching some new films I haven't seen before, because that was really cool. Planet of the Apes last night, and
you know, we're probably going to get something.
We probably are going to get something,
there's still
but it's
days
not
left.
Yeah, but it's not a priority.
No.
Like it was last year. Like last year I bought junk and stuff for the marathon, but we've already got a lot of stuff, so it'd be silly to go mental, but we probably will get something.
Yeah, voluntarily kind of.
Yeah. It's just yeah, we're a bad influence on each other when it comes to stuff like that.
Yeah.
So I'm sure
well, at least they don't have cinnamon here.
So yeah, that's it really. Just thought I'd bring the camera out, make it a bit more interesting. I mean, last year I had a near-death experience, you know, I was missing buses and all that kind of stuff. It was a bit more interesting.
Near-death experience?
Yeah, that icicle. That icicle, I'm telling you, if that had fallen on top of me,
yeah, and
it would have
wiggle.
Yeah, but if it had, and it easily could have.
A real near-death experience, never shut up about it.
I have had a near-death experience. A girl once dunked my head in a swimming pool when I was about 12. And she kept me under there for so long. You know when you get that panic and you start going and like that happened, and she still kept me under for like another 5 seconds, and she was really strong and fat. That was a near-death experience. I've had one.
I almost drowned when I went surfing.
There you go. We've both had one. So.
No, I had more than that.
You had more than that?
I'm having one right now.
Nice. Some reduced beef, good price. We bought a load of these before and froze them, so they were pretty good. They have some Blu-rays here, but nothing special. One of the best Bond films. Great movie. I've got Titanic. Well, we've been here a while and we just can't decide on what to get. We haven't got much. Right, so we're out of the shop, and we spent quite a long time in there actually. We don't usually spend that much time deciding what to get, but we
spent a lot of money.
Yeah, but we had to think about Sunday, which is tomorrow, and Monday, the day after, because it's Easter, everything's shut, so we had to kind of think ahead as well. We did get some bad stuff, I guess. Well, I got 2 bags of crisps and
2! You're sticking out 2's like, yeah. And then
you're the one who picked them up though. I didn't even say anything.
And I really want that chocolate because it's Easter chocolate. It's like famous for Easter here in Norway, because whenever you go out like skiing and stuff and you sit down by the bonfire, you always have that chocolate. It's called Quick Lunch, which is supposed to be a quick lunch. And then Luke nags about Cocoa Pops for 5 minutes. And I'm trying to say no, but they're so damn nice. And so we have to get milk as well. And then there's dinner. And I didn't get the meat that I wanted. Because the bastards put the wrong meat in the fucking discount freezer thingy. So I got smaller meat and it didn't look as good because I had to stress out because they were waiting for me at the till. What else shit did we get?
I think that just about does it. Got some new toothbrushes because my last one fell in the toilet. Yes, that actually happened.
Again?
Again.
It's happened twice before, hasn't it?
It has happened twice before, so...
One of those times was my fault.
Yeah.
At least I told you.
Yeah.
I didn't just rinse it off. Let's hope for the best.
Yeah. I really did nag Connie about the Cocoa Pops.
Not that I would ever do that.
What?
Not tell you that your toothbrush was
I know.
I hope you haven't done that to me either.
No, I haven't. So yeah, I'm gonna stop filming now because my hand is tired.
First thing I'm gonna have when I get back is Cocoa Pops. What you doing to me, Luke? Pretty soon, I won't be walking to the shop. I'll be rolling. Rolling down that hill.
It's just Cocoa Pops. We'll be fine. It's the 24-hour movie marathon. We've got to push the boat out a little bit.
We always have an excuse.
We always have an excuse.
It's the weekend.
Excuses are the best part of life, so
It's Saturday.
that's my excuse.
We're tired. We've jet lagged.
Alright, these are the crisps we got. Salt and pepper. They're kind of like ridged crisps. They're really, really nice. And there was an offer on 2 for 30 krona. So we got paprika flavoured, like normal chips / crisps, whatever you call them.
I don't know what 30 kroner is.
30 krona is about £3 in the UK, something like that. About $5, $6, something like that. So there you go. It's a good deal because they're usually around 30 just for one bag. So yeah, Connie's going to get 2 of salt and pepper because they are a lot better than these. But I said it'd be good to have variety. So, and here's the Cocoa Pops Crunchers, which I'm going to have now, and Connie had as soon as we walked in the door. So yeah. Oh, and here's the quick lunch. They're like Kit Kats. I don't know if you remember at the beginning of the video, I had that cereal, the blueberry cereal, and I showed you a shot of the carton. I thought it was pretty funny, so I filmed it. Turns out this was the milk that has been in the fridge the whole time we were in the States, and it is exactly a month out of date. The 19th of March. And that's the milk I had yesterday. Didn't taste bad.
It didn't taste bad, right?
No.
No, so it was fine.
But I feel sick now. I feel sick now.
It's just in your head, Luke.
It is just in my head, but it still makes me feel sick. So
Well, it's over now. There's nothing you can do about it.
there's nothing I can do about it except go throw up. Alright, it is 48 minutes past 12. That is 12 minutes to 1. Starting a bit later than I thought we would.
Well done. In case people didn't understand that meant 12 minutes to 1.
Why would they not understand that 12 minutes to 1 means 12 minutes to 1?
You said it's 48 minutes past 12. That's 12 minutes to 1.
Yeah.
That's 12:48.
Anyway, it took us a lot longer in the shop than I anticipated, but at least we're starting earlier than yesterday, but not by much. So, but at least tomorrow's Sunday, so we don't have to worry about going to bed and getting up early again, or early-ish. I don't know. It should be fine. We're going to kick things off with the 3-hour film. I know I said at the beginning of this thing I was going to try and do 2 3-hour films, which we still might do, but we're going to get the first one out of the way, and it's going to be It's a Mad, 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 Mad World. Now I know this is James Rolfe's favourite movie, The Angry Video Game Nerd, for those people who don't know who James Rolfe is, so that already gives me a lot of kind of anticipation, but it's always been a film I've wanted to see. It's a classic as well, as far as I'm aware, and it should be fun. I'm hoping you'll enjoy it anyway, but it's this is going to be the, I don't know if it's like restored or extended, but Criterion released it recently, and I think like normally the film's like 2.5 hours, something like that. But also, and there's a really good article about this on Cinemassacre.com, which James Rolfe wrote, in which you know, the VHS versions of, you know, It's a Mad, 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 Mad World, you know, you'd see like that much. And then when the DVD came out, you'd see like that much. And now with the Criterion Blu-ray, you can see all of it, you know, it's like... And there's this great shot of like all these people like looking down on something, and you just don't see even half the characters on the VHS version, but in the Blu-ray you just see like... It's cool. It's a cool article, worth reading if you're a fan of the film, if you didn't know about that, about the aspect ratio and stuff. Let's watch it. Oh, and I got my massive bowl of Cocoa Puffs right here, ready to start me off.
You couldn't top it off anymore.
What's wrong with that? It's a bowl of cereal, you fill it up. I mean, why would you do anything less? Okay, it's 4:41. We finished watching It's a Mad, 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 Mad World, which was 3 hours and 17 minutes. And
felt like 8.
yeah, so basically I kind of did some research into it as the film started, because the film opened with about a minute and a half of blackness. And we were like, oh, okay, then this is strange. But it had the music at the beginning. And then the title sequence started. So we were looking it up. And this extended version that's been released by Criterion, I think is the first time an extended version of the film has been released on DVD or Blu-ray. And basically what it does is it attempts to reconstruct what it was like watching this in the cinema in 1963. I think they shot this on, I don't know the technical term, it's like Cinerama or something like that, a really super wide, super long format of film, and it was like, you know, blown up on this huge screen. And because it's such a long film, they'd have an intermission, and the intermission is intact on this Blu-ray, and it also kind of, I mean, there's bits where it's just a black screen for like a minute with nothing, which kind of simulates what the intermission was like. And then they play in on the Blu-ray like police radio calls, because there's this big road trip going on throughout the whole movie basically, and you kind of hear the police kind of talking about what's happening. And they used to play this in the lobby when people were going to get concessions during the intermission, so they kind of had the experience that the movie was still going on, kind of, and they could hear what was happening and that kind of thing. And then like music and stuff, and then it comes back in. And there's deleted scenes, or not deleted scenes, but scenes that have been lost for some reason. I don't know the full history behind it, but they found like, you know, bits of audio from those scenes. They've taken still shots, black and white images. There was even a scene where they had black and white images of like behind the scenes. Remember?
Yeah, that was cool.
Yeah, and they showed like some behind the scenes pictures while hearing the audio of that scene. So
even the camera.
Yeah, so they really tried their best to reconstruct it as much as possible. Like sometimes the picture quality would go down towards the end of scenes. We could see where they cut things in the, you know, the shorter version. Now James Rolfe, he's written a few articles about it on his website, so I was reading up on them, and he said he still prefers the shorter version, which isn't too much short. It's 2 hours 45 minutes, something like that. But this extra half hour just kind of adds more to it, and also kind of integrates some of the stuff that made it a big experience in the cinema. What?
I'll drop it.
You dropped a bit of your chocolate. So yeah, I absolutely loved it. I thought it was funny. Really made me laugh a couple of times. Just great humour, some great characters. I mean, if we were like back in that time in the 60s, you know, we'd be loving it, because there's all these like kind of cameos by people who I don't recognise, but I'm sure they were big comedy names and big actors and stuff. I noticed the Three Stooges were in this for about like 5 seconds. There was actually a deleted scene inserted with Buster Keaton, but it was kind of, again, just still images, and you just heard the audio of it. Apparently that was a famous scene that was missing from the film for years, that, you know, it's quite a big deal. It made it onto the Blu-ray, even in an incomplete form. So the plot of the movie, it's, you know, if you've seen Rat Race, you know, a movie like that, it's basically these people find out about this money that's hidden in California, about 200 miles away from where they are, and they start going on this road trip to get it. And, you know, first they join up, and then they split up, and then it's all for themselves, and then they join up again, and other people find out about it along the way, and it's just like a crazy, wacky road trip. And you kind of feel like you're experiencing it in real time. Like, it just, there's so much going on, and then it splits off into so many different parts and segments and storylines. There's just crazy stuff going on.
You kind of forget about some of them until like 20 minutes later. It's like, oh yeah, right, I forgot about him.
Yeah, like Mickey Rooney, I forgot about his storyline, and
the
then
British
like
guy? No.
No, that was the guys who were in the plane.
That was great.
Yeah, there's just so many great moments in this film. Some great comedy, some great action. You know, some great like.
I was surprised.
Yeah, some great car chases and stunts, and there's this hilarious scene where one of these guys, he just loses his shit and he just starts going for these two guys in a gas station. He just tears the whole place apart. It's like a 5-minute
down to the ground, literally.
It's like a 5-minute fight scene that is just incredible and just breaking stuff, and I just loved all the physical comedy and action in this film, especially towards the end as well. And yeah, I absolutely loved it. It was fantastic, and I'd probably watch the shorter version the next time I watch it just to see if it's a more enjoyable, cohesive,
Yeah, I'm not watching
flowing
all of that again.
experience, but I kind of did enjoy kind of just having the most complete experience possible, you know, to the people who saw it when it first came out.
I would rather watch it this way around, like watching the long one first and then maybe the short one, than watching the short one and be like, oh, there's a longer one, you know? It was good. I enjoyed it, but I was so tired, like after an hour and a half, I was like...
It's weird because like I sometimes suffer that. I'll be like, I'll be falling asleep during a film or something and I just can't stop it. And I thought I'd experienced this when we started our first 3-hour movie and this marathon, but I was fine until you started going, and you're like burying your head in my lap and you're like, oh, and you look really tired, and I'm like, oh, I'm glad I'm not feeling that tired.
I had to get up
2 minutes
and
later,
jump around a little bit.
2 minutes later I started getting tired, so, but then I got over it.
On me.
I blame everything on you, so it's all good.
It's all my fault. It's all good.
Now, the next film we're going to watch is a film, we're going to go even further back in time. We're going to go back almost 100 years to 1924, and we're going to watch Sherlock Jr., starring Buster Keaton.
90 years, exactly.
Yeah, 90 years exactly. And this is a short film. Not a short film. Well, it is a short film. It's not a short film. It's a film that's short. But it's because it's from the 20s. It's, you know, it's a feature-length film, but it's not like, you know, an hour and a half. It's about 45, 50 minutes, something like that. And I really want to watch more silent films. And
44.
yeah. And this is in the book, 1001 Movies You Must See Before You Die, so we can review this for that series at a later date. But it's just like cool to add a movie in that's quick and we can just get it done, and I'm sure it'll be interesting seeing you know, a silent film from that era, and there's a really famous scene in it that I really want to see within the context of the whole movie, which we'll talk about once we've watched it. So let's get cracking on with it then before we waste any more time. Alright, it is 5:43 and we just got done watching Sherlock Jr, which I loved. It was brilliant.
To think that they made this in 44. No, wait.
24.
24. 24?
Mm-hmm.
They said it was a 40s movie.
No.
In 24! It's amazing.
It's awesome.
What they could do back then and what...
Or what people like him could do. I mean, Buster Keaton stars in the movie, directed the movie.
Better than Chaplin.
You think? Have you ever seen? Yeah, that's the
Chaplin.
thing.
I've seen what Johnny Depp has impersonated, or whatever you call it.
That's not really a good representation, is it? But Buster Keaton, you know, a legend, and after seeing this, I really want to see more of his films. Really enjoyed it. Basically, he plays a young guy who works as a movie projectionist, and he's trying to be a detective at the same time. He's got a book that says how to be a detective, and he gets into a little bit of trouble. It's not really explained exactly who the characters are, but he's got this girl. I don't know if it's his girlfriend or he wants her to be his girlfriend, and then there's another guy who's kind of vying for her attention, and he sets him up basically. And so Buster Keaton gets kind of shunned and is trying to figure out, you know, what's going on. And then he goes back to his day job as a movie projectionist and falls asleep, and then he dreams that he's in the movie. And there's this amazing scene where his kind of dream version of himself, who's almost like a ghost, you know, right next to his normal self, so it's like a transparent version of him. Even that was impressive for a special effect in 1924. And then he goes, basically it's a static shot, and it's a famous shot, some people might have seen it. If they haven't seen the movie, they might be familiar with it. It's a static shot of, like, you see the audience, and then you see the cinema screen.
They're moving. the audience and...
Yeah. And he goes up into the screen onto what's being shown, and then like the scene changes and he's in somewhere else, and then he's like leaning on a lamppost and he's in somewhere else, and he falls over a bench and he tries to dive into some water, and suddenly he dives headfirst into snow, and then the music changes to a Christmas theme, and it's just
timed so
yeah,
awesomely.
it's just really cool. And then it sets in where he becomes Sherlock Jr. in this movie within a movie, and the people who are in the movie he starts imagining as the people in his real life situation, and then he puts himself into the movie as he's dreaming, and it's really cool. It's like a movie within a movie concept, which we actually watched yesterday with Last Action Hero, but a much simpler version. But there's the stunts, you know, which Buster Keaton did himself, were just incredible, like involving actual real trains that could have absolutely killed him.
And can he play pool or what?
Yeah, an amazing pool scene as well, where he's doing all these tricks and he can't hit this one pool ball because it's loaded with an explosive to kill him.
Everything is timed so perfectly.
Yeah.
And there's this part where he jumps through like one of those round clothing things, and he's lined up the clothes perfectly. So he dives through the window, through the thing, to the point where he's fully dressed in the dress that's in there, and he just walks away.
Yeah, it's some amazing visual effects, and
then when he's on the bike as well.
Oh yeah.
Like he sits on the steering wheel of this motorcycle and he's just driving with that, and everything is timed so perfectly. Like
driving through traffic.
He drives over a bridge and two trucks drive past each other at the same time, and so there's just enough for him to... Because there is a gap, and then with the trucks there is no gap. And then he gets to the next part of the bridge, and then there's a drop, but the bridge collapses as he's on it.
Well, I think that was a miniature shot. I think that changed to a model or something.
You know what? From what I've seen from the rest of the movie, I actually think it's real.
It could be, but I definitely think a lot of trickery was used. But at the same time, there's still some amazing
really great
feats of just balls from Buster Keaton, and a great little story too. It was really charming, really funny. I find it really funny.
Yeah.
So yeah, it just goes to show that some old movies are really, really good, and that was a brilliant one. Great silent film, glad we watched it.
I'm so surprised.
Yeah, and it wasn't too long either, so we're going to crack on with the next one now and tick off another guideline, which is a foreign film. We're going to watch Cinema Paradiso, an Italian film about movies again, and it was released the year of my birth, 1988. We watched a movie that was released the year of your birth yesterday, Dirty Dancing, released in 1987. So we're going to do that, and I think after Cinema Paradiso we'll probably have dinner then. And while you're cooking I might have a quick shower, and then we'll carry on. But before that, Cinema Paradiso, let's check it out. So it's just listing the prizes it's won so far. That's a lot of prizes! Don't forget your awards! Have your Oscars ready. Have your Golden Globes ready. Have your Japanese Press Awards ready. 'Cause there's gonna be a lot of technical contribution awards. Italian Syndicate of Italian Journalists something. Original Score Prize. That is a lot of awards. Like, this is actually counts towards the running time of the film, actually, if you look on the Blu-ray thing. That's like a minute of the 2-hour 3. It's still going. Here we go. Alright, it's 8:25. We're about to watch, well, not about to, but maybe about 15-20 minutes we're about to watch. Yeah. We'll talk about Cinema Paradiso before we watch Back to the Future. Right now Connie is cooking dinner, so why don't you explain to all the viewers what you're cooking right now?
Making what I just did that earlier. What we're gonna have is entrecôte.
What?
Beef. It's French.
Oh.
Entrecôte. And
So you got the beef, pepper, butter, empty wrappers, tissue, water bottle, new phone,
Beef,
receipts,
salted and peppered. I'm gonna
pan with butter in
fry
it.
that, and then we have this Mexican stew, which is quite nice with this beef in it. Which is mainly just rice and something. I don't even know.
Okay.
Tastes good, so I don't care what's in it. Yeah.
Okay, it's 20 to 9. We're about ready to watch Back to the Future. We've got our food. This is Connie's bowl, I'll just show you. It smells nice. And so Cinema Paradiso, very quickly. I absolutely loved it. Connie kind of fell asleep intentionally because you were getting sleepy and
I was really struggling, like... It wasn't really pulling me in just yet, and I think I stayed awake for the first hour. First I was thinking, like when it first started, I was like, oh, I can already tell this is, like by the way it was filmed, by the way the actors talked and looked, and the music and stuff, I was thinking, oh, this isn't going to be my type of movie. And we've been really lucky with all the other old movies we watched, and I was thinking, come on, it's from the 80s, give it a chance. I like the movie from 24, you know?
Yeah.
I stayed awake for a lot of it, and I was just struggling, and I couldn't force myself to stay awake, but it's just... I just didn't... Oh.
Didn't think it'd
For
be worth
another
it.
hour... No, I didn't think it would be worth it to stay awake through that one and then miss the next probably 2 movies we have to watch tonight. So I chose to fall asleep so that I could stay awake through the rest of the night more easily. And so I did. And I woke up for the ending, which was a good ending, I guess. Yeah. Well, Luke explained what happened after I fell asleep.
Yeah.
I only missed like, what, 45 minutes?
I gave Connie the Cliff Notes version of the last hour and 20 minutes of the film.
Yeah, and that would have been enough, really.
So yeah, I loved it. It was a slow start. I can actually see why Connie wasn't getting on with it. It took me a while to get into it. But once I did, and once the main character gets a bit older, because you kind of see him grow up a bit, it got a lot more involved. And it's really a beautiful film about cinema and movies and nostalgia, looking back, not looking back, the past, family, friends, love, and movies and how things evolve and change and over time. But you kind of just see like all the people in this little Italian village and how they've changed over the years, and how movies were kind of something that brought them all together, whether it was for good or bad, or you know, seedy. I mean, there'd be people having sex in the cinema. Remember that scene? Mm. You saw that, and it was
yeah, just before I fell asleep. I just saw. I was like,
it was like a little.
Whoa,
it's like
really?
like a microcosm of just all kinds of walks of life, like kids in the cinema loving the films and smoking, and priests who don't approve of certain parts of the film and want them cut out of the film. You know, people having sex. There was
yeah, but they weren't like lying around. They were standing. You're talking about those, right?
Yeah.
Or was it more of it?
No.
It's just one scene, and they were fully clothed.
Yeah.
But obviously that was what was going on. I think maybe he was having more sex than she was, really.
Yeah, I don't know what was going on there. They were humping at least. I don't know.
He was humping her.
And then you see the
people were right behind them, and they're like enjoying the movie.
And then there's people who go there and sleep, and then there's breastfeeding, and like the upper class up in the balcony spitting down on the lower class, like literally.
Breastfeeding is fine. Just don't bring your baby to a loud cinema, unless you do, which is fine. I don't know what's fine anymore.
Just gonna try some of this on camera. Should we get a bit of beef first?
Oh yeah, I hope the beef is nice. It's gonna be really, 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 really hot. Don't burn yourself. How's the beef?
Very nice. And Cinema Paradiso.
I tasted it yet.
Yeah, I thought it was great. I don't know what was going on with the audio. I don't know whether it was dubbed a lot, because I was trying to watch the actor's lips with the Italian.
So now you call it dubbed?
No. No, because anyway. I'm not sure how if I'm just missing something, but I was trying to watch and see if the Italian that was coming out of their mouth was matching their lips, and it didn't seem like it was. I don't know. I was thinking, well, this is only 88. Anyway, fantastic film, absolutely loved it.
Good beef.
It was brilliant. Beef's good. Yeah, I could probably do like a full in-depth review of it, but it was just, yeah, some great cinematography, great acting, and it's all about movies, which you gotta love, and I just thought it was very touching.
The kid was a good actor.
Yeah,
like, even though I fell asleep, the kid was really good.
The young kid was a good actor. The person who played the main character, Toto, as a teenager was brilliant as well. And the guy who plays Alfredo was brilliant as well. The old projectionist who forms a friendship with the main character when he's a kid, and becomes a projectionist.
Even though he was quite a bully.
Yeah, but it was great. It was the theatrical version we watched, which was 124 minutes, something like that, about 2 hours long. And I read that when the film was released in 1988, it was released as a 2.5-hour film, and it wasn't received very well. So the director edited it down to about 2 hours, and then that's when it got all this acclaim and was winning all the awards that we saw at the beginning of the film. And
Maybe that's what made me...
Yeah, and in the 90s they released a director's cut, which is almost 3 hours long. And the Blu-ray I have, the Arrow Academy release, has the theatrical and the director's cut. So I'm really looking forward to seeing the director's cut at some point in the future.
Oh, okay.
What?
I thought we were going to watch it again now.
No.
Not now,
no,
but like anytime soon.
I'm not one for rewatching films that often after I've seen them anyway, but it's almost an hour of new footage, so I can't wait to see it. And there's a certain storyline that, I don't know, it didn't really get resolved in the film. And I wished it would, like the romantic in me wished it would. But at the same time, it was kind of fitting and almost realistic that it didn't. So I kind of appreciate it anyway. It didn't leave me upset. But I've read that it does get more resolved in the director's cut, so I really look forward to seeing that. Right, and now we're going to watch the 9th movie of our 24-hour movie marathon. And it's going to be one of my favourite films. So we've done all the guidelines now once we've watched this film.
We should be up to at least 18 hours after this, right?
I'm not sure. We haven't calculated how many hours of film we watched yet. But yeah. So we've done the underrated film, Last Action Hero, Box Office Bomb, Treasure Planet, one of Connie's favourite films, Dirty Dancing. This is one of my favourite films, Back to the Future.
3-hour
film. It's a mad world. And I think that was it, wasn't it? Was something else? Foreign film, which was Cinema Paradiso. We just watched the Italian film. And I did say it'd be cool to do 2 3-hour films, but I don't know if we'll do that. We'll see. Doesn't really matter. We've hit all the guidelines for this year, and we're just going to enjoy the last couple of films. And we both know that we love Back to the Future, so that's going to be great. And here we go. One of my all-time favourite films.
We might do another 3-hour film.
We could do.
Watchmen.
We could do. We'll see. Okay, it is 10:48, and we just finished Back to the Future. Lily just moved the tripod there. So yeah, what more can be said about Back to the Future? It's been over-explained at this point. So yeah, it's one of my all-time favourite films. I met Christopher Lloyd, met Leah Thompson. Huge fan, but yeah, I mean, I'm not really going to review it or anything. But it's just, for me, it's a perfect film. For me. Like, it's just got a little bit of everything. Funny,
drama, action,
adventure, the sci-fi, romance, and yeah, it's just brilliant. Absolutely love it. Anything you want to add?
No!
What?
Doing the 13. I agree. Let me have that one.
I just put the volume down to 13 and she doesn't like the number 13. She thinks it's unlucky.
One thing that always makes me frustrated when I watch these movies is how we're 1 year away from 2015 and it's nothing like the way they wanted it. They still have 1 year to make the hoverboard. Come on, people. Seriously, that's gotta be simple,
No.
But everything, like with the TV and stuff and how TV responds to voice and stuff, we're there. At least.
Pretty much.
Cars aren't flying, but then again, that wouldn't really be eco-friendly. And people are trying to make stuff eco-friendly now. I don't think cars are ever going to fly.
No.
Really, because it's not convenient.
It would just be chaos. It would be absolute
They're
chaos.
already against the airplanes, so no,
Yeah.
it's not going to work. I hope they make the hoverboard though. They did not foresee the phones we got now though.
Apparently they're trying to make
cool.
the self-lacing boots, the Nikes, you know, from.
Yeah, people are gonna end up having to amputate their feet when they don't work. You know the jacket does the same thing.
What?
Making itself shorter or something.
Yeah.
Really long, and then one of them doesn't work.
Laces that tie themselves or that tighten themselves are not going to chop off people's feet.
If it ties itself too hard.
Well, it's not going to be like iron straps that will literally cut through flesh. It'll just be simple.
No, I'm not saying that it will actually amputate. I'm saying that if it gets stuck, the blood flow to the foot will stop, and eventually the foot will die, and you have to amputate. Blood poisoning and stuff.
Okay. Well, this is the first time, moving swiftly on from that, this is the first time I saw the film on Blu-ray. Had it for years, but just had never watched it. Yeah, first time I've seen it in high definition. And again, just, you know, new notice little things. I'm glad that there seems to be a trend, like, over the past few years of me watching, like, my favourite movies on Blu-ray and noticing, like, a lot of the stunt double stuff and being like, oh, you can really tell it's not them. There was nothing
Driving
like,
cars
there was
and
nothing like that in this film, so that was good. What?
Imagine Biff not being the one.
Oh, well, I didn't see that, so I'm fine. My mind hasn't been, my childhood memories haven't been soiled just yet, so. But it looked great on Blu-ray and in high definition.
Soiled as in shat on.
It's like I'm trying to talk about stuff and you're just like, what? You just keep cutting in with these little, what does that mean? What's that mean? Or I just wanna.
It's one of the reasons why you love me.
I just wanna asphyxiate you. Just. Right. So I'm only kidding. Half, kind of.
I'm gonna wake up dead tomorrow.
Wow, that's a horrible thing to say. A really horrible thing to say. Here's something we can just quickly talk about. I mean, you know, we're at the end of the thing now. We've done all the guidelines now. We've both watched a favourite film of ours. We've watched a foreign film, watched a movie that's 3 hours or longer. We watched a flop, box office bomb, and an underrated movie. And this was our 9th movie, so we did pretty good, I think. We haven't added up how long all the movies we've watched are. I don't think it'll be a full 24 hours, but it doesn't matter. We've had 2 full days of watching movies, and that's been awesome. But we haven't finished just yet. But what I was going to say could be quite interesting while we're here. If you could travel back or forwards in time, where would you go? If you had just one shot. You could go there and you can come back, but that's it, just one.
Woodstock.
Really?
I would love to see that, yeah.
Okay.
I made that one clear ages ago, so.
Did you?
Yeah.
When? To who?
Well, I would want to see something historic, an historical event. And that is just like awesome music and like if I'm excited about seeing WrestleMania live, imagine Woodstock.
I suppose. Doesn't really appeal to me that much. So that's it.
Well, it's that, and I would like to see the 50s. I would like to see the 70s. I would love to see the 80s. You know, there's a lot of like just time zones, sort of, that I want to go back to. Periods, yes.
Yeah.
But if I had only like, if I could only have like a few days or 1 week, it would be Woodstock, I guess. But I also want to travel forward in time.
Alright, where would you go forward? How far?
If I can be the age I am now.
Yeah.
2070.
2070.
I want to see when I die.
Okay.
How.
Oh, that's dangerous. Like, that's dangerous playing with.
Nah, whatever happens, happens. I want to see how old I get. I'm pretty sure I'm going to live until 68, so I want to see if I get Alzheimer's and all that stuff.
Wow,
but I also want to see how electronics have developed. I want to see how, like, how far we can go in... did I say 70? Yeah, how far we can go in 55 years. 56 years. Because we've gone so far just the past 10 years. The 15 years.
No.
Wi-Fi on our phones and stuff, you know? I want to see how phones look like. Yeah, do we have them in our hands? Like in a new Total Recall movie? Do we have Google in our brain?
Yeah.
They say, actually, that they're working on making a contact lens with Google in it.
It's ridiculous.
You have the Google glasses, you're going to make the Google lenses.
It's ridiculous.
It's very predictable. Of course you're going to work on that, you know?
Yeah. I would,
Maybe I want to see the future more than the past.
yeah.
Because then at least I would have electronics. And if I went back to the past, I'd be like, oh fuck, I can check my Facebook.
I want to check into Woodstock.
I could just go back and see, oh, did I ever go?
I would go like, I don't know, like 100 years at least to the future. Because then you could look back and like read up on what all the big things have happened.
I say 70 because I might be alive. If I'm alive in 1970, I would be 87 years old.
1970?
Yeah, 2007. I'm
You really
already
are?
from the future. No, the past. Hang on, what?
Oh,
So yeah.
interesting. And I'd probably go back, if I was going to go back, I'd go back to like, I don't know, 70, in the middle, I don't know, mid-70s or something. Maybe Pink Floyd. See them in their prime. Maybe go see like Star Wars when it first came out.
I'd want to see Elvis.
True. There's a lot of things you could do if
Music,
it was
his
possible.
movies.
But of course, the old saying is, you know, time travel will never be possible because
It's not logic. Oh,
apart from that, it could never happen because if it could, it's
We've
already
already
happened
made it.
and they would have already come back.
yeah. Unless there is an unwritten rule that you can't come back until then and then because this and that has to happen already. There are other planets that we can live on though.
Are there?
Yeah, they just found one 500 light years from here.
Ooh, that's a short distance.
Well, if we're gonna
You could just
if we're
pop
gonna
over there.
calculate it from the planet of the apes last night, it's gonna take at least 5,000 years to go there.
Ooh,
No, maybe more than that as well.
I don't know.
Maybe
I
4.
was never good at maths. Next movie. Okay, so I'm gonna look through my Blu-rays. I'll read the movies out, Connie. So let me know if any film catches your attention, okay? Okay?
Huh? Are you talking to me? I thought we were talking to the camera.
Really?
What?
Really?
What?
Really?
What?
Really?
What the miss?
I just said I'm gonna look through these. I'm gonna call out the films. Let me know if there's anything you're interested in watching.
Okay, I thought you were talking to the camera and so I wasn't listening to you. I'm sorry!
Apology accepted.
I
Right.
don't really apologize!
Right, Harry Potter and the Half-Blood
No.
Prince. Sweeney Todd.
No.
Harry Potter and the Harry
No.
Potter and the Titanic.
No,
Troll Hunter.
no,
Tron Legacy.
no,
Dread.
no,
Jaws. Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs. Pinocchio.
no,
Dumbo.
no,
Alice in Wonderland. Peter Pan.
No.
101 Dalmatians. The Lion King.
no,
Pocahontas. Tangled.
no, well, maybe.
Groundhog Day. Heaven's Gate.
Long.
Yeah.
No,
Batman Begins. Dark Knight. Dark Knight Rises.
maybe.
The World's End. Oblivion. Monty Python. Life of Brian.
No.
Monty Python.
No.
Holy Grail. Kramer vs. Kramer.
Sounds old. No,
Almost Famous.
no,
A Few Good Men.
don't know what it is. No,
Stand By Me.
No.
Bridge on the
No.
River Kwai. Taxi
No.
Driver. Citizen Kane.
no,
Earth vs. the Flying Saucers.
no,
Old Japanese films.
no,
Dawn of the Dead.
no,
Submarine.
No.
E.T.
no,
The Big Lebowski.
no,
Prometheus. The Wolfman. Lost Boys.
no,
Point Break.
maybe.
True Romance.
No,
Unforgiven.
no,
Hot Fuzz. Paul.
no,
Zombieland.
No.
Scott Pilgrim vs. the World.
no.
The Elephant Man. Lawrence of Arabia. Serenity. Ray.
Ray.
It's about Ray Charles.
No.
No. Any of the Alien films.
No. I feel like we just watched them.
Shaun of the Dead. 12 Monkeys. Deer Hunter. The Thing.
No. Ugh.
What was with the
Ugh.
Oh right, yeah, I guess it is a bit of a...
Yeah.
The Goonies.
No.
Hugo.
No.
Sleepy Hollow.
No.
Planes, Trains, and Automobiles.
No.
Pineapple Express.
No.
The Other Guys.
No.
No Country for Old Men.
No.
Moonrise Kingdom.
No.
Marley. Let Me In. Labyrinth.
No.
John Carter.
No.
Home Alone. Gremlins. Headhunters. Girl with the Dragon Tattoo.
No.
5-Year Engagement.
Yeah.
I don't really want to watch that.
Oh.
Dumb and Dumber.
No.
No. Attack the Block.
No.
Black Swan.
No.
Apollo
Couldn't
13.
even watch all of that.
Apollo 13.
No.
A Fantastic Fear of Everything.
No.
The Adventure of Tintin.
No.
Avatar. Any of the Star Wars movies.
No.
There Will Be Blood.
What's that?
It's long.
No.
Yeah. Any of the Rocky movies.
No.
Any of the Swedish Girl with the Dragon Tattoo
No.
movies.
Never.
Wall-E.
No.
Okay. I guess I'll do some thinking about this. Alright, it's 11:37 and we're about to watch Surrogates. I'll be honest, I'm not really looking forward to it that much, but I might be surprised. I probably will be surprised. Yeah, I'm just put off by the fact that it's a recent film starring Bruce Willis, and I just know that he doesn't give a shit anymore. So I'm just...
Is that why you're not excited about it?
Yeah, he's a prick nowadays. But, you know...
Well, maybe that happened after 2010.
Maybe, I don't know. But yeah, you suggested it.
Yeah. Which is why he's not really excited about it.
Well, no. It's not that, I'm not that...
Well,
For like the last,
sort of.
for like the last movie of the marathon, it's just not that... I
It's
don't
not the
know.
last movie.
It is.
Ever, no. Watching more tomorrow.
Are we?
We're not up to 24.
So you want to keep going?
Yeah, you have to do 24.
Okay, so I added up all the movies so far, and it adds up to just over 18 hours, including Surrogates. So we'd have to watch like another 3 2-hour movies at least.
Or 1 3-hour and then 1 2-hour.
Maybe, but then that would be like 23, and if you really want to do 24, then it's...
Whatever.
Okay, well, let's just watch Surrogates then, and then we'll probably go to bed, and we got all day tomorrow, Sunday, to catch up. I guess it's stretching out to 3 days again. We're going to watch Surrogates then, and we'll catch you on the other side. It's 1:10 AM, Sunday. Just finished watching Surrogates. Why don't you explain what it's about?
Well, I'm guessing it's the future.
Yeah.
And someone's invented that, it's almost like Avatar, really. You can just kind of plug yourself in a way, and you have your own avatar that you can make look like yourself or someone else, or like an improved version of yourself, and your mind controls it, so you just lie there and you control the body of that thing, and it's all over the world. It's like almost no humans walking around in the streets anymore because they're at home.
Mm-hmm.
Getting fat and stuff, which is what I would do. I'd be like, what's the point of, looking nice?
Yeah.
And
So you kind of make yourself look younger and like more perfect and all that kind of stuff.
so it's taking over the world. Nobody is really human anymore, kind of. And somebody doesn't like that and tries to kill them. Mm-hmm. And have invented a weapon that if they shoot or electrify the surrogate, it also kills the human that is installed into it or whatever. Plugged in, connected.
Yeah.
So Bruce Willis is a FBI agent.
FBI agent.
Agent, and he's trying to figure out who and what and why and blah blah blah. But he has to do it in his own body because his surrogate body is destroyed.
Yeah. I was wondering, whenever you see what Bruce Willis's character as his surrogate, which is like, looks younger, has hair, because Bruce Willis is bald, and they kind of did some kind of, either did like CGI smoothing on the face, or they just
Because it's supposed to look perfect, you know?
or they just had like someone else play him and just digitally put his face on top of it or something. Cause
I'm sure he played himself.
I don't know, because his surrogate wasn't in it for as much of the film as his normal character was, so I'm not sure. It just looked weird, like part of his face wasn't like big enough, if you know what I mean. So like they would have had to edit part of the face. It was just weird. It was just on other people it was less noticeable, but with him it was really stood out.
It's because you know what it looks like. The other ones you don't really know.
I guess, but yeah, I enjoyed it. I thought the concept was really cool. I like the idea of it all, and yeah, it was good. It wasn't like great. I don't know. What?
Go on.
Yeah, I don't know. It's I guess the story that was used within the concept, you know, and the way it all kind of panned out and everything, just wasn't. You know, it was. I've seen the same kind of movie before. Just I don't know. It was just like. It was good. I enjoyed it. I thought it was cool, but you know, it wasn't anything new outside of, you know, the actual concept, if you know what I mean. Like the story itself, you know. Good guy gets down on his luck, and then he's got to, you know, fight against the system.
That's what all action movies
yeah,
are
I know.
about.
That's what I mean. I mean, I just felt like it was going through the paces a bit.
People don't make movies where it's not like that.
Well, people do. Well, I mean, Bruce Willis was better than I thought he'd be in the film. Because sometimes it seems like he's just sleepwalking through some of these things, but I think he must have enjoyed the idea of the film, because he seemed to be putting in a good amount of effort into the acting. What about you? What were you?
I've only seen it once, and that was when it first came out, so it's been like 5 years. And so I didn't really remember everything in it. I remember that all the I was about to
Spoil
do something about, yeah, so I was about to spoil something big. I remembered something big, but yeah. I remember the ending, sort of. But I really like it. I like the concept. I like, you know, like, it's true. They would get addicted if that was possible. Everybody would be plugging in. And people play GTA and online games and stuff, and they get pulled into that world.
Yeah.
And they're sat there playing like that, you know? I'm just surprised that, because if that would really be possible, people would forget to eat, probably. Because they do when they play, like, World of Warcraft or something.
Yeah.
People forget to eat and drink, and then they die in front of the computer screen. Or they just eat only shit and die of that. I don't know. So it would be lethal, really. But I like how it was supposed to bring the crime down in the world.
Yeah.
Because crime wasn't really that necessary with all of that stuff.
Yeah.
But there was still war, so I was kind of confused about that.
For me, I really liked the concept, and it was just everything to do with the concept I really liked. And it was, you know, the story was just secondary to that for me in terms of what was interesting and entertaining. Like all the batteries running out, and there's hardly any space left on the camera. Very quick, there's Bruce Willis's wife's character. She is kind of like what you'd be like a beauty salon woman thing, only she like takes the face off of these surrogates and, like, you know, alters the shape of the face and stuff. I thought that was interesting. So stuff like that. They
still want to look better.
Yeah, so stuff
even
like
though
that.
They look perfect.
Stuff like that to do with the concept of the whole surrogate thing is all. That's the best stuff of the film. I enjoyed. So, alright, there we go. We're gonna go to sleep now. I was getting quite tired and sleepy. Yeah. And then I guess we're gonna continue. Make it 3 days.
Yeah.
Which is just.
We have to finish it.
Yeah. Okay. So
it's
we're gonna do a full 24 hours worth of movies like we did last year. So.
Aren't you happy about that?
Yeah, I guess so. Yeah. Okay.
Okay.
So, bedtime.
What?
Have you seen my phone anywhere?
Isn't it somewhere in the kitchen?
I don't know. Can't seem to find it.
Use your eyes.
Alright, well.
I know.
This is Joe Pilgrim. And welcome to my Blu-ray and
Ryan, is that you? Really? Doing another Chill Pilgrim impersonation? You ring me up bothering me with this shit?
Sorry, man. I'm just trying to have some fun. What's going on with you?
Well, it's been fun watching all these movies up to a certain point, at least when you factor in all these guidelines you set down yet again. But when I get the 38th phone call from you this week that starts with, "Hello, this is Jill Pilgrim and welcome," it gets a little bit tiring, okay? So just find something to do, grow up, and just, I'll see you later. Jeez.
Okay.
Ryan calling me at this hour. What's wrong there?
Man, he's in a terrible mood today. He always gets so stressed out when he does this marathon. I don't know. I mean, it's not like there's anything hard about it. It's just a few guidelines that he needs to go by. It's ridiculous. Maybe I should go a little bit easier on him next year since it's so hard.
He needs to grow up.
Nah.
Call someone else.
Sorry guys, I have to take this. Hello?
Hello, this is Chill Pilgrim, and welcome!
Luke, is that you?
Yeah, I was just doing a Chill Pilgrim.
Yeah, another Chill Pilgrim impression, right? Look man, this is getting pretty old. Okay, I know you're on your movie marathon, so why don't you just get on with it and grow up?
Oh, okay. Well, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to bother you. You know, I was just late. You know, I'm sorry. I was just being silly. Hello?
Kids these days.
What the bloody hell is this now? Hello?
Right, Luke, it's Maticus here today, and today I'm here to give you a very special phone call.
Matt, it's me. What are you doing? You don't need to introduce yourself like it's a video, it's a phone call. Anyway, how's it going, man? I'm just struggling right now, trying to finish my marathon. Really getting tough now.
Well, I was just calling to see how many Korean films you've watched so far on your marathon.
How many Korean films have I watched? 1, 2, 3, carry 6, 4. None. 0. Zilch. Nada. None at all.
Oh. Well, you're going to watch some Korean films at the end of the marathon, aren't you? You got to really, haven't you? Because the Korean films?
Not really, no. I don't have any plans to watch any Korean films. I don't see why I'd want to be honest.
You what?
So, nope.
Oh, you're fucking dead to me, mate.
Charming. Jesus.
What a wanker.
Well, there is one person I could call. He'd steer me in the right direction. Okay. Don't think he knows I've got his number though. Okay, here we go.
What?
Hey Z-Man, Zaran Isaac, Sean, how's it going my old buddy, my old pal?
Who the fuck is this? And how did you get my number?
It's me, you know, Luke. RazorwireReviews. I have a channel. Anyway, look, I just wanted to call you. I'm doing my 24-hour movie marathon. I know you've done it in the past, and I'm really struggling, man. I thought maybe you could offer me some advice.
Right. I'm sorry. I just didn't expect you to be calling me at 4 o'clock in the fucking morning! Or ever, for that matter. Ooh, Luke's doing his 24-hour movie marathon. Whoop-de-fucking-do! Sounds awesome! You want some advice? Sit your ass down and watch the fucking movies. It's pretty simple. I have to take a shit.
Jesus. The YouTube movie community, eh? Unbelievable. Alright, day 3. It's 4:29.
So late.
Yeah, I'm starting to get deja vu from last year. I can't remember exactly how the last few days in the marathon went last year, but it went something like this, starting late and just, I don't know, it's kind of, doing it in 2 days I think was good, but then going over 3 days it's just kind of a bit ridiculous, and then last year was just crazy doing 4 days for a 24-hour movie marathon, but at least we're getting closer. Maybe next year we'll do it in 2 days. Although I said
You're gonna have to get up earlier.
Although I said last year, I said last night, maybe we can do the full 24 hours next year. And you said, yeah, right. But we'll see, we'll see. In fact, I was just speaking to Ian Falkable on Facebook, and he was very unhappy with the fact that we cheated. Cheat, he said. So I said to him, make sure you don't watch the video. So if you are watching the video now, Ian, then I don't know, screw you, I guess. Anyway, so we're here now. What?
You said that. I didn't say anything.
Oh yeah, I definitely said it. Gonna go with another film I haven't seen before, or we haven't seen before. And
Probably never will see again.
Yeah, I just can't see how, I can't imagine a world where Connie would enjoy this, but I wanted to try at least, so she might just kind of duck out the film early on and, I don't know, do something else, but Citizen Kane, you know, supposedly one of the best films ever made. I remember learning about this in media studies in school, in high school, but we never fully watched it, so I've always been interested, and I think now is a good time to do it. I like watching, you know, new classic movies in these marathons. I just hope Connie can stick with it, although I feel like it's probably going to be even more boring to her than Cinema Paradiso was, so we'll see. So let's just pop it in and see what happens. Okay, so I'm actually surprised, because this is a Universal Blu-ray, that it has a normal menu with, like, you know, different play and scene selection. Usually it's the same damn menu every time with the Universal Blu-ray, with that kind of drop down menu on the left, so that's interesting. Finishing off some Cocoa Pops, chocolatey, crunchy thingies, and I got some water in my WrestleMania cup. Connie just had a coffee.
I'm gonna have another one.
Probably, so let's start this.
It's black and white.
It is black and white. What's the problem?
Just got something in my throat.
Alright. What's that?
I feel blinded by myself.
Oh, come on. It's 7:15. We finished watching Citizen Kane.
So late.
It is, yeah, it's getting late. And yeah, I absolutely loved it. I kind of knew I would. Yeah, what did you think?
I was surprised. Like, before we were gonna watch this, I was thinking, I'll probably watch 10 minutes and go like, no.
Yeah, I thought.
And
the same.
just the opening shot, I was like, that's a good shot. And then it was kind of like spooky in a way, and
the opening's very creepy.
Yeah, kind of, and it already proved that the shots were going to be good throughout the movie, and I was really impressed with it. What, 41?
Mhm.
And the more I watched, the more I was like pulled into the story. Like,
yeah.
To me, if it was the best story that I've ever seen in a movie, no. Was it the best movie I've ever seen? No. Was it the best acting? No. But thinking it was from 41, I was pretty, impressed. Like, the shots throughout the movie, I like the way it was working with the light and shadows and stuff like that. I like seeing like old clothes from that period of time. I got even more intrigued when Luke told me that he plays his younger, more old and very old self, and that they could actually do that kind of makeup back then.
Yeah, Orson Welles, who directed the film, wrote the film, produced the film, and stars the film as the main character, Charles Foster Kane, and he was 25 when he made that film.
He looked about 25.
Yeah.
And I was so impressed because when we first saw Kane, he was old, like...
he looked like an old man.
Yeah, he looked like an old man, like 50, 60...
I think what helped it was the film opens with news on the march, just like a newsreel that basically Charles Foster Kane, the main character, he dies at the beginning of the movie. And the whole movie is this reporter going around to people who knew him, asking about him, and we kind of see his life through different people's perspectives. But at the beginning of the film, we have this like 5-minute newsreel that kind of briefly clues you in on his whole life from birth to death. And the footage was actually like they would like run rocks over it and stuff, or they damage the footage to make it look like
did they?
Yeah, to make it look like a bad quality news reel kind of thing.
Like what they do now to make things look old.
Yeah,
you know?
exactly.
It looked like old footage.
So I think maybe because the first time we see Kane, he's in that. Well, we see him at the beginning as well. We just see his lips when he says Rosebud, but the first time we see him fully and he's speaking on camera, it's on that kind of scratchy newsreel. But he really did look like an old man.
Yeah.
So I was like, hang on a minute. I was like, really?
And he looks it up.
Yeah, and there you go. I guess that they did have a good makeup kind of
amazing
team back then, because a lot of the characters in the film, you see them in various different stages of their life. You see people bald over the years and getting wrinklier and all this, and so the makeup was really impressive in the film. And I have to kind of disagree with you. I think the acting was great. I thought it was...
No. I mean, it wasn't the best acting.
Okay. Well,
and they did say in the end that most of these had no experience whatsoever with acting.
Well, they said that there's a post note at the end that said a lot of the people who appeared in this film, it was their first movie role, and they kind of gave them like a little kind of clip from the film with their name, which is quite interesting. And then all the people who had already acted were just given a little list at the end.
I felt like that was before its time, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
How they showed like they showed a clip with a line, they said, and then they had their name underneath, and that was pretty cool.
I guess maybe that was something that happened during that time, so that when a new actor came into the scene, you'd be able to know who it was, you know, at the end of the movie. So that's the character, and that's the actor who played him.
I gotta say though, I thought a lot of the editing was really well done as well. There was this they zoom in on a picture of a news staff at a I guess they were competing against them in the beginning, of news staff, like 8 or 9 men sitting, being taken a picture of, and they zoom in, and of course it's the next clip, and then they're moving. So they did that transition really well. I'm like, wow, they could do that back then.
Yeah. Great editing. The direction was great. Some great tricks and camera angles and shots and lighting. I mean, one thing I noticed which was kind of interesting, I'm sure there's some meaning to it if I analyse it, but the reporter who's going around for the whole film speaking to everyone to kind of find out more about Kane and to kind of learn what this rosebud meant, his final word. That's the driving theme behind the movie. What does this rosebud mean? Because he was kind of an enigmatic character. The reporter, who's kind of going around throughout the whole film, you never actually see his face. Clearly, he's always like, it's always the back of his head, or he's in shadow, and so lighting was very, you know, well used throughout the whole film. As I was saying anyway, so we first see Kane in the newsreel footage, so we kind of buy him completely as an old man, and you know, we were quite surprised that Orson Welles did play Kane throughout all stages. Well, you know, from adult to old man. You know, not when he was a kid, obviously, because there's a scene when he's a young boy, but towards the end of the film, in the final scenes, you can see where the makeup is, and it's a bit more obvious.
Yeah.
But you know, it wasn't bad.
Like on
it wasn't bad, but
Miss Alexander.
yeah. But I still think it looked great.
Yeah.
It didn't look bad. But I'm just saying you could notice more when it was like, you know, the proper film footage and not the newsreel footage, which you could kind of get away with. Because I really did think that was an old man. So he did a. And you also said that he looked like Jack Nicholson.
Yeah.
And whenever he smiles or raises his eyebrows, I have to say that the resemblance is very uncanny. So it was kind of funny.
It wasn't just his eyes and his eyebrows. It was the way he smiled. It was almost just like the Joker.
A little, yeah.
And I was like, whoa. Almost thought they would be related or something. It was kind of cool.
Anyway, I'm surprised that Connie watched it and liked it. I had a feeling that you might get dragged into how it was filmed, like the cool shots and stuff.
You knew about the shots?
Well, I knew it was a great, you know, the direction was great.
You know, in the beginning when they were, like, it was the news reporter screaming the news and telling the story about him, I was like, ugh, this isn't any good. Like, I didn't feel like...
It wasn't until it fully started that you...
Yeah, because the way he was telling that story was like one of those newspaper boy, extra, extra.
No,
there was no feeling in it. I was thinking, oh, come on. What else did they have back then, you know?
I got an interesting story. When I was in high school media studies, we learned about this film. I don't remember much, but one thing I always remember is our teacher. She was cool. I liked her, but she was kind of a bit of a know-it-all. Like, and obviously a teacher is supposed to know it all, especially as it pertains to the subject. But this one time we were making like CDs, like you make the artwork for a CD and you put the songs on, and you know, because it's media studies. And some of the guys in my class, they got this kind of stamper to put, like, you know, the artwork on the disc, and it covered the whole. I'll get a disc out for you just to quickly explain what I mean by that. The guys in my class, they had a disc, a blank disc, and they put artwork over it like that, all the way down to here. Now, as you probably know, some DVDs, some Blu-rays, some CDs, they don't have anything from this point, and this bit's clear. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
You know, this little this bit here.
Yeah.
And she was like, "Oh, well, you shouldn't really do that." And they're like, "Why?" And she's like, "Well."
I think before people said that would mess with the movie.
No.
Put it over there.
I don't know. I'm not sure, but the point is that little bit in the middle of the disc, they were trying to put artwork over it, and she's like, "No, that's not done in the industry." And they were like, "Yeah, it is." And she was like, "No, I think you'll find that is not done in CDs or DVDs." And they're like, "Yeah, we got like single CDs with that done." And everyone was like, "Yeah, I've seen one of those. They run the artwork all the way across the disc now." And she's like, "Well, I think you'll find that that's not the case."
She said that all the time. I think you'll find.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
I hate that.
But she was cool. I did like her. But the whole point of this was when it came to Citizen Kane, and if you haven't seen Citizen Kane, then just I don't know, stop watching for about a minute, I guess, or just skip ahead. But at the end, you know, we see that Rosebud was his sled when he was a boy, and you can kind of look into that, analyze what that means and stuff, and that's really cool. I like the way it was revealed and everything. But I always knew, I'd always heard that. I knew that Rosebud was the sled.
Oh.
But the teacher, she was like, and the thing about Citizen Kane is, people are still debating today what Rosebud really meant, and someone said, well, someone said, well, we just watched the film and it was the sled, and she was like, well, no, you know, and it was just, yeah, she had one of those kind of things that was just like, even though it was there, she had to kind of put some spin on it, and she was just like, well, some people don't truly know what it means, and I thought, well, it's clear what it means, is that it was the sled. So I always remember that. Whenever I think of Citizen Kane, I think of that day when she was just adamant that no one really knew what it meant, even though it was pretty clear. Although there is a lot of speculation as to...
It could have meant him missing his home or mom.
Well, no, yeah, no, I mean...
It didn't have to mean like him being a child.
She was arguing like people that we don't know. I don't know what the point was, but I didn't get it.
It seems like she was being difficult with it, but
She
just
was.
let alone could mean a lot of things.
Yeah, of course, yeah. And
Could just be
I've read online that there's a lot of speculation as to why Orson Welles chose the word rosebud and what does that mean. You know, it goes on. You can fall down a rabbit hole of
like who gave
where's
it to him.
and whys and
Like who gave it to him. And so on.
Well, anyway, so that was Citizen Kane, and it is now 7:25, so we're going to carry on with the movies. There's only a couple more left to do until we get a full 24 hours. The next one is going to be Clue, which is, well, I'll talk to you about it when we watch the movie. So let's carry on and see what it's like. We're watching it on Netflix. Look at that.
What?
1080 Super HD. Doesn't look like it.
Maybe it will load.
This is the thing with Netflix. On the PS3 app, you can kind of quickly select the information tab, and it tells you what the quality is. And right now it says 1080 Super HD, and it's clearly like 240p or something.
Is it not buffering now?
It should be buffering. It might be because we've had it paused for a while. So, oh, Michael McKean's in this. I didn't know that. Okay, Martin Mull. I see. There you go. 288. Yeah, now it catches up with the
That's
true
worse than old
resolution.
phones. Phones from
There you go, 384 standard definition. It's going up. I'm not even watching the credits now. I'm just watching the 480. Ooh,
we're up to YouTube standards.
This is standard.
720.
720. Here we go. Oh, and this is HD. There we go. You can see.
Eventually. Yes!
1080.
Yes! Yes.
High definition.
Professor Plum.
Okay, 6 minutes past 10. We finished watching Clue recently. We had some nice dinner, as cooked by Connie. It was
Professor Plum in the dining room with a revolver.
Really?
Which is not the answer.
Was it like you made like kind of spaghetti bolognese, not really, like pasta bolognese kind of?
Yeah, it's called pasta bolognese.
Pasta bolognese,
That's
yeah.
what it says on the packet.
It was really nice. Clue came out in 1985, the same year as Back to the Future, and it also stars Christopher Lloyd, so that was interesting seeing him in the same year that Back to the Future was released when he's not Doc Brown.
And he's got brown hair.
Yeah, and he was Professor Plum in the movie. Of course, Clue was an adaptation of the board game, and it is the first ever movie that's based off a board game, apparently. And the board game Cluedo, which is how I know it, but it's known as Clue in America. So it had the same logo and like all the cast names on the credits with like in the kind of Cluedo font and stuff. And of course it takes place in a mansion, you know, it's the typical mansion murder mystery movie but with a funny twist to it. And Tim Curry plays the butler of the movie and he was brilliant in the film. Really enjoyed his comedic skills and his acting in general.
Is he really British?
Yes, and they had a whole cast of characters, some great comedic actors. Martin Mull, McKean, Christopher Lloyd.
Who was Martin Mull? Was that
He was Colonel Mustard.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
And yeah, I just thought it was really fun. You know, it wasn't too long, it was only about an hour and a half. And the fun thing about this movie is that they filmed 4 endings, and 3 of them made the kind of final cut. When the film was shown in cinemas in 1985, each theatre was assigned a random ending. So you could be seeing ending A or ending B or ending C. And apparently after a while they would actually list in the newspaper like, you know, showing now at this cinema tonight with ending B attached.
That's kind of cool.
So I guess they could have been trying to make more money that way, but for people to go back and keep seeing the film and see the other endings. And apparently it didn't perform very well, but it's since gained a cult following. And I can see why. It was really funny. There's some funny moments in it. It was really well put together and just entertaining. And yeah, I really, really liked it. And also, it's worth noting, because I just said the 3 endings are randomly shown. When it came out on video, DVD, Blu-ray, I guess. I don't know if it's out on Blu-ray. We just saw a HD version of the film on Netflix, so it must be out on Blu-ray. Then again, maybe not. Sometimes there are films that are on Netflix and HD but aren't released on Blu-ray yet. Anyway, when it's released on Netflix and on DVD, it has all 3 endings. So the film plays as one, and then right at the very end, you're like, oh, okay, so that's how it ends, and then it's like, that's...
This is what could have happened.
Yeah, here's what also could have happened, and then we get another ending, and then, but here's how it really happened, and then the 3rd ending, I guess, is what they would consider the real ending.
Which I preferred.
Yeah, I preferred, and the 3rd ending C, or the real ending as they put in the film, is probably more what I was leaning towards when I was thinking who's behind all this. I didn't really get all of it, but I
didn't like the 2nd ending.
Yeah, the 2nd ending was, yeah, it felt like it was just, well, I don't know. I'd be disappointed if I saw it in the cinema, let's put it that way.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was really enjoyable. Anything you want to add about Clue?
It was funny, it was entertaining. I wasn't bored at all, which is good. And I couldn't help but think about Family Guy all the time.
Yeah, Family Guy did a kind of very similar episode, which is kind of lampooning all of the mansion murder mysteries, I guess. Another good one's Murdered by Death, which I have seen and enjoyed.
Isn't it usually how you die?
Yeah, it's a comedy. It's, yeah.
Thank you.
The title is a joke, Murder by Death.
Yeah, anyways, it was, I recommend it. It was fun, and I would definitely watch it again.
Yeah.
Which I can't say for all the movies I've seen. Even though I've enjoyed the movies, I don't think I want to, like, sit through it again.
Like what?
Like the last one we watched.
Citizen Kane?
Yeah.
Fair enough.
That's a good once in a lifetime kind of...
At least you enjoyed it.
I enjoyed it.
Okay, so...
Maybe it was some like 60 or something.
So it's like, yeah, it's 10 o'clock now, and we got like, I mean, again, it's the Easter weekend, so tomorrow you've got off as well. It's really been, yeah, chocolate eating. I'm looking forward to not eating chocolate and just losing some weight, doing some yoga and not eating crap.
Yeah, we said that last week.
Yeah, but then you had like 5 days off and we're doing this marathon.
Blame it on me.
I'm not blaming it on you, I'm blaming it on the marathon and the Easter weekend, so. I'm blaming it on Jesus.
Come on.
So we're gonna try and catch up. We gotta watch another.
Blame it on. Well.
I do. We gotta watch another 2 hours and 10 minutes of film to get to 24 hours of solid filmage.
Pretty sure when Jesus was crucified and all that, he didn't think that people were gonna celebrate with Easter eggs and bunnies.
I thought that's what he did do. I thought he was like, oh God, I hope they.
For the Easter eggs!
I hope they have some nice chocolate.
Can't put this in!
I can! It's only a joke. It's not like I'm putting anyone down. Except for him. Like, he was put down on the...
It was put up, really.
Well, yeah, I suppose he was... Well, he was put up and then the spirits were just put down. I don't know. You could... So the next movie is Clue. Is Clue?
No,
the last movie was Clue. The next movie will be a
Clueless.
Will be a Clueless. Yeah. Well, I'll show you. I'll swing the camera around. So I got Netflix up there, and I felt like watching another Buster Keaton movie because I just enjoyed Sherlock Jr. so much.
Are you sure you're even filming?
Yep.
Okay.
They can probably see us in the reflect. Oh, I just put Clue Buster in there. Right, I need to remember to delete that. Okay. So I decided to search for Buster Keaton, and there is a movie I know that has a really famous shot in it. So based on that alone, I want to see it, and I'm sure it'll be good because it's Buster Keaton, and it's from the 20s when I presume his peak was. And I was surprised that they even had any on Netflix, and it seems like they don't have any. There we go. But they actually have quite a few. So they have Sherlock Jr., Our Hospitality, Go West, Three Ages, The General, Seven Chances, and finally the one we will be watching, which is Steamboat Bill Jr. So let's get right on with it. it is 11:15. We just finished watching Steamboat Bill Jr. It was 56 minutes long, and I've read that it's supposed to be like an hour and 10 minutes. So I think that we saw a shorter version of the film. The one that's on Netflix anyway, I think it's shorter than... I'm not sure, because I also read on the trivia on IMDb that there's a new version was found in 2010, which had alternate takes and camera angles, but because this movie is so old and the copyright laws were not quite as well put together as they are now, this movie is in public domain as far as I know, so anyone can release it on DVD or Blu-ray and edit it and do whatever they want with it, I guess. So, but yeah, I really enjoyed it. That shot you just saw, the classic shot of Buster Keaton with the house falling down and him standing in that, you know, the window spot. They did that with a full weight wall, which could have killed him. Half the crew walked off when they did that shot because they didn't want to be involved in him possibly getting killed on set. But ever since I can remember knowing about films, I've known about that shot. I don't know about you, but it's just one of those things that it's just like it's ingrained in your kind of brain for some reason. Just one of those things that you just know about. And so that was the basis of me deciding that we should watch this. And I think it was a good film. Had a good little story. You know, it was entertaining. There's some great physical comedy from Buster Keaton.
A lot of action in it, actually.
A lot of action towards the end. There's a big storm at the end. Crazy amount of kind of special effects going on, and well, not even special effects, but just like practical effects. And
I wonder how they did it, really.
Yeah, because there's some shots where the storm looks real, like 100% real. Other times you can tell they're using fans and stuff, but
what kind of fans back then could cause such
well,
power?
I'm sure you can build a
fan.
fan.
He was standing like...
Yeah, it was like a lot of wind, basically. I'm sure they can build a fan as big as anything they like, really. I mean, it's not like they couldn't build big things back then, so it's just a matter of putting the money and time and effort and craft into it, which I guess they did for this.
Oh yeah, because they wrecked a lot of houses.
Yeah.
Or sets.
Yeah, it was really impressive, and I really enjoyed it, and I'm glad we watched another one of Buster Keaton's movies.
It was funny too.
It was funny.
He's great.
He's brilliant.
He's amazing.
Definitely, yeah. I'm definitely going to check out a lot more of his stuff after this.
I didn't think I would ever enjoy.
Silent movie. Yeah, there's like an hour long.
This is the second one that I've been like...
So yeah, it's been great discovering old classics and, you know, becoming a fan of people like, you know, Orson Welles, and I'm definitely going to check out a lot of Orson Welles stuff now, and definitely Buster Keaton. So that's been really, and it wasn't like I planned it either. I didn't say, right, when we do the marathon I'm going to get into Buster Keaton, I'm going to get into Orson Welles, and I'm going to get into the Planet of the Apes movies. No, it just kind of happened. So that's my favourite part about doing this, even though we're not doing the full 24 hours and staying up all night, you know, which is kind of what the spirit of the thing is, but we're still watching 24 hours worth of movies, and I think that kind of, well, I wouldn't say it forces us to watch films we wouldn't normally watch, because I'm kind of forcing you to watch films you wouldn't normally watch, but...
I would never put this on if I was bored one night.
No.
But I'm glad that we are putting it on so that I can actually find that I can enjoy movies like this.
But now we are just shy of 24 hours of movies, like full, by about an hour and 10 minutes. So, what are we going to do? We don't know. I mean, we're at the end of the night, really. We've got enough time for another movie, but my mind's just gone blank as to what we could actually watch. So, we'll get back to you with what we decide.
Set the timer for 5 minutes.
It's currently 23 minutes.
Set timer for 5 minutes.
It's currently...
Say start or cancel.
Start.
Are you done speaking to your...
Start timer.
Yep.
Are you done speaking to your weird phone?
Yep.
24 minutes past 11, we give ourselves 5 minutes to find a film to watch. If not, we will watch The Dark Knight Rises, which is a long film, but...
At least we've seen it before.
Yeah, but I'm going to keep looking through Netflix. Connie's going to keep looking through Netflix, so... Got 5 minutes and the alarm will go off on Connie's phone. And if we haven't thought of anything then it's Dark Knight Rises. I was looking up Schwarzenegger. Coneheads.
No.
How about Robin Hood Men in Tights?
No.
It's a comedy.
I think I tried watching it and I did not enjoy it.
How about 2012 Ice Age? Oh, come on.
No, I've seen it.
You've seen it?
Mm.
The Iceman. Anything with ice in it, I have to say it like ice. Gog.
Oh. Wow.
Time's up.
5 minutes pass quickly when you have a timer on you.
Yeah. You know, as cool as this app is on Netflix, I feel like there should be some kind of like directory that you can quickly flick through, like films alphabetically or by genre, like really quickly or something. I don't know.
You can.
You can?
Here.
Well, okay. Well, this is the PS3 app, so. Oh my God, Tad, the Lost Explorer. There's a movie about Tad.
Who's Tad?
Who's Tad? Are you kidding me? The Usual Suspects. Have you ever seen that?
No, it doesn't look like my kind of movie. You know, I don't like mafia movies.
It's not mafia. It's just crime.
Well, fine. That then. They look like fucking crime mafias.
What is it with you and mafia? You hate mafia. It looks like a mafia movie.
Because it's overrated.
It's overrated just because it's about right. Okay.
After The Godfather, just try and make it up to. You just do too much with it. Hello to my little friend and all that shit.
Oh my God, that wasn't Godfather. That was.
I know. After The Godfather.
Oh, okay. Right. Okay.
Scarface, I know that. Watched the movie, hated it.
Alright. Okay, so it is 10 to 12 midnight and
20 minutes later than when we were supposed to be starting watching this movie.
yeah, we've been fighting for the past 5 minutes, just like.
Oh, it seemed like 5 for you, did it? Because I believe it was 10. Wow.
Yeah, she's been punching me all sorts, strangling me. Whoa! 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 Just trying to decide about the last film I've suggested! I suggested loads of different films and kind of keep shooting them down. That's just the truth, that's not me throwing you under the bus. Okay?
No, under the train.
Right. Oh. So I've been suggesting movies like Man of Tai Chi, Flight, and stop it! Because I know she'll do it. That's the thing. And yeah, I do kind of want to watch Dark Knight Rises, which is currently in the Blu-ray player and ready to go. But I would have preferred to see something new and different.
So much more fun to listen to you when you go like that. Prepare!
So, even though I've seen this movie before.
Before?
It'll be a fitting way to end this whole thing, a nice epic movie. We don't need to review it afterwards as well, so we can just end the movie marathon right here and right now.
That's something epic.
And yeah, it is epic. It's epic.
Oh, it ends with one of our favorite movies as well.
Yes, it is one of my favorite. You're not gonna do this. You're not doing this. My phone's right there, so it could go on your phone. My phone. I'm not making sense now, Geeks. I'm nervous. I'm sweating. Okay.
You were sweating before.
So we're gonna end with Dark Knight Rises. Even though it's a long film and even though it's late, okay. And
just takes a flick of my wrist.
I really enjoyed this movie marathon, even though it took us 3 days to do it, but it took us 4 days last year. So I guess we're getting closer, and maybe next year we'll do it in 2 days like we planned to do today. And yeah, I was hurting your arm though, wasn't I?
No.
No?
No, my neck was hurting.
Oh, your neck was hurting. Why are you? Right, I'm
Smiling
taking
so
this. I'm
much.
confiscating this.
Don't. I'll stop. Just hurry and
All right.
talk. Let's start
We're ending
this
this now. You know, make the most of this. This is the last time we'll ever be talking about.
Make the most of it.
What? What's wrong with that? Where's the
Well, make the
Oh,
most of
right,
it.
I see.
Oh,
Yeah, you pouring that over my head. No, it's not happening. So yes, I really enjoyed this marathon so far. No, you're not gonna get me. You're not gonna convince me that you're actually gonna do anything. So.
Just one little drop like
No!
Lily.
No! Yeah, she does that to the cat. She humiliates, degrades, and embarrasses and torments our cat by dropping water on our cat's head, Lily. And she stop it. And she drips it on Lily's head until she gets like fed up and moves. Just for her own entertainment, just so she can laugh like she's laughing now because she revels in the discomfort of other people. And you're not going to convince me that you're going to do it, so it's not happening. So that wasn't planned. I mean, that wasn't planned. Do you feel better now?
Yes. Oh, such a good mood. pure water. Come on. At least it's not squash.
Well, it's your sofa that's wet now, and
It is my sofa. I wish you saw like the top of the bottle as I was doing it. I wonder if you could.
no.
Oh, don't cry.
I couldn't help it. I was so emotional. Anyway, The Dark Knight Rises will be
You
ending
were
on.
hot. I was just cooling you down.
Oh, thank you so much. I really appreciate it.
No.
That could have gone horribly wrong. Imagine if I just poked your eye out or something on camera. Anyway, this is the end of the marathon.
On camera, yeah.
It's the end of the marathon. That wasn't planned. I'm really annoyed. I'm going to probably punch Connie when the camera goes off, but that's okay because that's what men are supposed to do. So,
no.
Thank you for watching 24-hour movie marathon
You can't
3.
keep that in.
I'll keep it in. It's
No,
funny.
you can't say that.
Why?
Because some people might get offended by it.
They won't get offended.
Yeah.
Who's watching it this long who will get offended? People who are watching it.
I've
till-
been teasing
the people who
with
are
a
watching this
water
video.
bottle.
The people who are watching this video all the way to the end are not going to be people who are going to get offended by a joke about domestic abuse. It's a joke. Doesn't affect anything.
When you said it out loud, now you realize how horrible it was.
No, it's a joke. It's kidding around. If people can't get over that, then they should be, you know, shot dead or something. You know.
You're not going to keep this in at all,
I am going to
are
keep
you?
it in. Oh, this. Come on. I'm just joking around. There's nothing hateful about the things I'm saying. I'm just joking around it and making you react, which is funny to me. I'm just entertaining myself. That's all I'm doing. I'm entertaining myself because you just poured water all over my fucking head.
You encouraged it.
I did not ink.
Yes, because you know that when you say that I'm not going to do something, that's when I do it. You wanted me to do it.
And this is just an absolute farce. Right. Thank you for watching the 24-hour movie marathon. 3 days of movies. I've enjoyed it. It's been brilliant. Watched some classics. Have you enjoyed it?
Yes.
Yes. I know you're enjoying it now.
I was enjoying it the whole time.
And we'll be going to bed very late tonight, but it'll be after watching the epic Dark Knight Rises. One of my favourite films, one of your favourite films. Hopefully my hair will remain reasonably dry throughout the duration, and you won't douse me again.
That was just a one-time thing.
Good, good. So, thank you for watching. If you have watched this far, you're crazy, but well done anyway. You deserve some sort of medal or certificate at least. Not a framed certificate though, just one of those paper ones that you can frame yourself, you know. But you can get them cheap anyway, so frames are
Yeah, like if you go to IKEA or something.
Poundland if you're in the UK, so, you know, good on you. And
Below 5 is now what it's called.
yeah.
Yes.
So this is me, Luke Ryan, and Connie.
Say my last name.
Your last name?
Say it. I dare you. Oh my god. Are you kidding?
Me, Luke Ryan, Connie Vitzer, signing off, the last survivors of the Nostromo. We'll see you next year. From what?
Vitze?
Yeah?
Vitze?
What's what?
You didn't pronounce it right.
Oh my god.
It's my last name.
Apples and oranges. Tomato, tomato. Potato, potato. Apples, yeah, apples and oranges. It's the same thing, same difference. I was slightly off.
Oh.
Vitzer. There you go. Thank you. Yeah, well, you ruined it then. It was perfect ending, and then you were like, "Oh, that was ridiculous."
Well, it
you
wasn't
you
perfect
pronounced it
because
slightly.
you didn't pronounce my name perfectly.
Thanks for watching.
I'll find this funny one day.
We will. They won't.
They're not even watching. You said.
Can we just end it without a little snide remark at the end, please? I thought you were annoyed earlier. Jesus. Thank you for watching.
Thank you.
Oh, bloody hell. I forgot how awful awesome that movie is. Just everything about it is just so amazing. It just reminds you of like when I first saw it in the cinema, and it was just like, that was amazing. 10 out of 10.
Yep.
You know, like Bane. You know, it's like just everything about it. Even like, you know, Alfred.
Yeah.
And his just Alfred and just Alfred really, and you know, Michael Kane and Alfred. I really liked Alfred.
Luke.
Yeah, what?
Can't we just go to sleep? It's
Oh yeah,
late.
okay, I know. Yeah,
It's been a long 3 days. I'm
I
really
know.
tired.
It's just, you know, Alfred and.
Oh, God. Luke, seriously, please.
I wanted more for you than that.
Alright.
I still do.
Yeah, Alfred is great.
He is. Anyway, yeah, okay, sorry.
Well,
Go to sleep.
you know, at least you're sleeping in your own bed and not under a bridge.
Yeah, that was really weird, wasn't it? Slept under a bridge.
Good night.
Yeah, sorry, good night.
I laughed at all his words. I thought he was a bitter man. He spoke of women's ways. They trap you and they use you before you even know. For love is blind and you're far too kind. Don't ever let it show. I wish that I knew what I know now. When I was younger, I wish that I knew what I know now. When I was stronger, the can such a pretty show to steal your heart away. The backstage back on earth again. The dressing rooms are great. They come on strong and it ain't.
Man, that was really good. I can't believe how fucking good that was. Did you enjoy it, Zig? What'd you think of it? Was it good?
What did I think? Are you fucking serious? That had to be one of the stupidest things I have ever sat through. Just when I thought nothing could ever be as dumb as Star Wars. Holy fucking shit. Why do you watch that garbage? And that guy, he clearly has narcolepsy too. I mean, who falls asleep on a fucking bridge? Here I am waiting for the credits to say, thanks for wasting your time, because anybody that watched that train wreck deserves that. I'm out of here. I need a fucking nap.
Grandson, there's nothing I can say. You have to learn just like me, and that's the hardest way. Ooh la la, ooh la 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 la, yeah. I wish that I knew what I know now. When I was younger, I wish that I knew what I know now. When I was stronger.
Holy crap. Why did I watch that? That was so long and boring. No wonder he only has 12 subscribers.